on from how I see it. So SR2, the Joker, you're up.
Alright guys, my name's Andrew Knapp. I have a YouTube channel, SR2 Joker. Do a lot of RPG stuff, so feel free to check that out. For this game, I'm going to be playing John Makeson. He was the member of a quasi-religious group called the Technicarum that thought that God lived within the machine. So their order tried to basically restrict technology. It failed horribly, it now seems like it was a joke, and he's on a mission as the last of the Order to vindicate their name by taking technology out of the hands of the most dangerous of adversaries. His trouble is he's consumed by revenge. His high concept is he's a knight errant of the Outlands.
Okay, cool. All right, Sam.
Tonight I'll be playing Barry Brown. He is a product of animal experimentation gone wrong. He wears a lab coat and a pair of black slacks, and he also carries around with him in his lab coat pocket a rubber ball. It was his favorite toy back when he was with Mr. Dr. Franz Maru. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And he is a curious hybrid of sorts. He's very muscle-bound. Cannot speak verbal words, but can communicate by hand signals. His high concept is a hyper-intelligent mutant scientist. And his trouble is freak of nature.
All right, cool. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay, my name is Dave from Nerdarchy, for Nerds by Nerds, and tonight I will be betraying Nathan, who is a psychic soldier, and he was discovered by the Enclave of the North Star, and it was the happiest day of my life. I had adopted parents, and then they started experimenting on me. So we'll see how that turns out. My trouble is shadowy past.
Okay, James.
All right, I'm Jim. I'll be playing Captain Van Laszlo. This high concept is a chronally charged military officer. He's a young cadet that graduated first in his class at the North Star Defense Force Academy. Therefore, by that virtue, he is an officer, not necessarily a gentleman. However, his trouble, he's compromised by the black market because while he was a cadet, there was some type of training accident, and one of his buddies took the fall for him to allow him to continue on with his academy career. Well, now that buddy is out of jail and demanding compromises of the young Captain Laszlo. He's got some rudimentary chronal powers of being able to kind of speed things up, slow things down like that, but nothing very precise. And his main attribute is that he's logged over 1,000 hours in a MAX, a mechanized augmented exosuit, which is one of his extras. It's basically a mech vehicle, a small mech vehicle. Think less Robotech and more of what's the Tom Cruise movie where he's kind of just in there. He can still get shot and things like that, but it's more of a exoskeleton, not a full encapsulated vehicle. So there we go. We'll see what happens.
Okay, Robert.
All right. I'll be playing T-157. I like to catch up, maybe. My high concept is that I'm a cyborg super soldier, and I have lots of trouble. More machine than man, blood is thicker than water. I died once already. It follows orders to the letter. So basically, he's a cyborg, but he's more cyborg than man now. And he is actually Dave's character's twin brother.
Yeah, you're Nathan's twin brother. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay. So
is one good and one evil?
we don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. Okay. So as we get started, you guys can kind of picture in your mind's eye that All of you are hanging on by one way or another to a type of all-terrain eight-wheeled vehicle, that's ripping down this potholed and debris-filled uh, uh, remnant of the old world, a highway. You guys can see the vehicle kind of swerving and avoiding all types of debris on the road in front of you, deserted cars and trucks and stuff, um, rubble of various sorts. And as we kind of zoom in a little closer, we see that they're the characters, like I said, hanging on in one way or the other. Maybe some of you guys are inside this ATV. Someone maybe kind of hanging on the rear end of it, and we see that this ATV is heading towards a large suspension type bridge, and this bridge spans a dried up riverbed that looks to be hundreds of feet below it. Okay, on top, or rather on the actual surface of the bridge itself, we see more husks of various vehicles, but as we look a little closer, we see that these vehicles seem to be like in various stages of being like burned out. They're just like burned husks and stuff. And it looks like that amongst these vehicles we see kind of like figures kind of like meandering around. But before we can get more into that, we kind of look behind the ATV, and we see that hot on the ass of this ATV are a bunch of marauders of the Outlands, hooting and howling and brandishing their weapons of various sorts. And it looks like they're right on the heels of you guys and getting closer by every moment. Okay, and we finally zoom in to Barry, the mutant bear, and we kind of see that even amongst all of this chaos, that Barry seems to have like an interesting expression on his face, if bears can even do that. But we'll imagine that he can. And it seems as though Barry's thinking back to what happened in the recent past. And we kind of zoom in into Barry's, we zoom into Barry's mind's eye, and we see that the group of heroes that are before us are looking out over a valley of sorts, and before them we see that there is a dam, kind of like, if you guys imagine like the Hoover Dam, but it's just a wreck. Obviously it's a relic of the far past. There's pockmarks in it that looks like it's been damaged from all types of like military, small arms or even medium arms fire. The dam in its heyday was a shining example of modern day man's engineering, and in this day it just looks like a structure that's sagging under its own weight almost. Okay, you guys have been tasked with recovering an important researcher who seems to have discovered the cure to a dangerous virus that's been sweeping amongst the Outlands and the enclaves that are scattered amongst the Outlands, that seems to be killing mankind off. And you guys have to recover and rescue this researcher and bring her back so that she can turn this cure over to civilization once again and slow the extinction of man. So in a nutshell, that's what you guys need to do. Okay? So you guys are standing there on the edge of this valley looking across at the dam, and by all of your indications, the researcher is being held there by basically an Outland warlord. Okay? So you guys need to infiltrate and get her out.
So is this some sort of a camp or?
Well, as you guys stand there and look over the dam itself, you see that there are signs that there's inhabitants there. There's little like kind of like lean-tos. Uh, there's signs of campfires that have been lit actually on the surface of the dam itself, you know. And it looks like that you can see that there are some figures that are kind of potentially patrolling the top of the dam.
Have there been any attempts at diplomacy?
You know from past experience that with most of these Outlander warlords, that they genuinely or mostly respect power. There have been some attempts to negotiate to come to some kind of mutual agreement to give the researcher up, but this warlord seems to be intent on holding her for as long as he can as a bargaining chip.
Okay, then I guess we gotta go crack this nut.
Don't suppose we just go up and knock.
I think we should knock after it gets dark.
Okay, so you guys want to wait until nightfall?
Yes, perhaps that would be the most logical way to act, and that's what they hear in their minds.
Okay. Okay, you guys have basically, thanks to Nathan and actually Maxon, who's a lot more familiar with the Outlands, which is one of the reasons why he's part of this team. You guys do realize that by waiting for the sun to go down until nightfall, that the chances of you guys encountering some of the more predatory wildlife of the Outlands is, you know, that's definitely something that may happen. And just so you guys are aware, you know, you guys can feel free to elaborate, you know, as things go by here. Nothing's set definitely in stone, so don't be shy. You're not gonna break anything.
I recommend we spend the day observing and performing some reconnaissance on the village as the best we can of the settlement. And even though it's a little more risky getting out, I think we should still go in at night. And I mean, do we have I imagine we have a quick egress, like that vehicle you described in the beginning?
Yes, you do. Yep.
Excellent idea, Nathan.
Okay, so what's the game plan? How do you guys want to do this then?
Yeah, I guess find some places that are concealed that we can attempt to hide and observe from, and watch basically the goings-ons of the base and see if we can discern any patterns.
Okay.
I'll definitely be doing that. That sounds like a Barry thing.
Okay.
Watching and observing.
Okay. All right. What's Maxon? What's his thoughts on this?
Maxon will tell the party, I am more than capable of taking these dogs on at night. And you see him look down the barrel of this hideous-looking gun that he has, and he starts stroking the side of it, and he says, "This is the Tetragamma gun, the word of God in the machine. It was it was forged out of the servos that was used in our computer system to dictate the word of our religion. That is not when we attack them. They will fall to its fiery word."
Very nice.
I can't argue with your holy scripture. But me and Betsy here slap my sniper rifle. We'll see what we can't do to assist you.
And I look over it when he says that, and just like like if you were to watch it in slow motion, there would be no shaking or anything, just complete cold. I know exactly where my weapon is. I take out my T1 blaster rifle and put it on my shoulder. Say nothing.
Dagnabbit.
What's the matter?
I uploaded a PDF of my character, and I tried to, well, I did copy it, and I uploaded the wrong one before I deleted.
Oh, you made changes to it
So
after.
no, I just actually I just re-uploaded whose character did I take? Barry Brown. I took Sam's character. So all of that of me being quiet and trying to update the sheet has gone to sheet.
Did you lose the entire thing or no?
Yeah, but I have a. Well, I guess I'll have to start at the beginning.
Okay. All right.
No, I mean I have it. I have it on the Word in a Word doc.
Oh, okay. So it's not a total. Okay. All right. That's cool. Okay. So what's?
Do you have an actual blank?
Yes, I have a fillable.
Because there's not one in that pre-gens folder.
No. You would have to just download one of the pre-gens and just wipe. Just erase the stuff.
That's what I just did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have an actual blank one.
All right, I'll be silent again for a while.
Okay. All right. Okay. So after all of that, then what was the? You guys have to remind me. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. What's the general consensus then? What are you guys gonna do?
Observe during the day, and then wait for night, and then we're gonna raise all kinds of hell.
Okay. All right. So you guys see that Laszlo is over by the ATV, and he seems to be doing some kind of maintenance on his exosuit. Okay. And it kind of seems to be focusing and kind of in his own world, so to speak. But during the trip here, you guys have had a chance to kind of get to know one another to a certain degree, and that doesn't surprise you at what he's doing. He's kind of the kind of like the stereotypical kind of like cadet, brilliant kind of like cadet type of guy.
He's a master tactician, and I think beforehand he was actually briefing us on how to best observe. So
there you go. Create that advantage, baby.
So
we have the area surveilled.
I'm going to look for the high ground and set up a sniper position.
Okay.
And I'm not actually going to be sniping, but I will be using my sniper rifle to observe what's going on in the. You said it's a village, right?
No. It's a dam, kind of like the Hoover Dam. And
but there's like a settlement or something.
Yeah, it's like you can tell that there's like lean-tos and tents and little shanties and stuff that are scattered all amongst it. So yeah, there's guys living there on top.
All right, so I'm gonna pick out some brush, trying to find some high ground if I can with some brush and rocks, and I'll lay down on my stomach with the rifle out on its tripod, set up, put the cap on backwards, and I'm just gonna glue myself to the scope and just kind of scan around.
Okay, so Sam, how's Barry? How's he surveying the area?
Well, now seeing Nathan go into a position, start low and set up and all that, and using his scope and all that, he's going to let him take care of that. Instead, he's going to take out his hand scanner and he's going to start scanning the ground around them to see if the hand scanner can tell him maybe what kind of animals might be around in this area.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay.
What
Dave,
kind of threats we might have to.
Okay. All right. No problem. Dave, you want to create an advantage then, as I don't know, high point or I don't know what sounds cooler. That doesn't sound that cool, but
take the high ground.
Take the high ground. Okay. Yeah. So what skill do you think? Well, actually, you were using your sniper rifle to look around, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So look at your skills and see what your shoot skill is. Okay. And then what you want to do is you want to roll that skill with a target number of +2 of fair.
Okay, so target number of +2. So
Mhm.
that's my target number is the 2?
Yes. Yes. A plus two pluses. Plus two. Yep.
Yeah, so I got 2 negatives on the
Okay.
die.
Okay.
And
All right.
my skill is fair.
Right. Okay.
So,
All right. Okay. Now
but I
I
do
would.
have my commando suit that offers camouflage.
Well, you're not trying to be stealthy. What you're trying to do is survey the area, and
Okay,
what you're
gotcha.
doing is we can talk through this. What you're trying to do basically is I was having you create an advantage so that you guys would have an idea of what was going on down there, and you can use that advantage in different circumstances to give you a bonus by invoking it.
Oh,
Does
gotcha.
that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, all right, okay. So I would suggest this. I know you got your shiny fate dice there and everything,
Yeah.
but I would suggest using that fate roller app in
Okay.
Hangouts because that way you can see the roll and you can see the roll result and it might, might make things a little clearer.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay. All right. Um now what was I going to say? Now, what you can do then is that, or what's going to happen since you failed to create that advantage, okay? What happens is that uh, narrative consequences happen because you failed, okay? But I'm not going to tell you what that is.
Okay, until it comes up.
You're right.
Gotcha.
You'll find out, okay? Now, Sam with Barry. So he's using his
Yep.
hand scanner, and you're just trying to see what kind of animals and stuff might be nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. What are you trying to do that for? What's your game plan?
Just to let them know what kind of dangers we face the longer that we wait.
Ah, okay, all right, okay, all right, okay. All right. So you can go ahead, and your target number will be fair as well, which is +2.
Okay.
So you can use your science skill.
Okay.
You can do that.
Cool. I'll do that then.
Okay. And this is what's considered to be an overcome roll.
Okay. I rolled mine. Do you see it there?
No, I don't see it for some reason. And using the fate roller?
Yep.
Did anybody else see it?
I got it's showing up as great +4 or
Really? I
+5.
don't know why I'm not seeing it. Okay.
Yeah, +4.
Interesting.
Part of
Okay.
+5.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you actually succeeded with style with that. Okay. So
Okay.
what you would do is you would gain kind of like a temporary aspect, which is called a boost. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that Barry easily figures out that there seems to be a a concentration of these creatures nearby that look like kind of like they may be like a larger version of um, you guys got to help me out. What's the animal called that used to run over the plains in North America? That buffalo. Okay,
Buffalo.
but
Yeah.
these are huge though. They're about the size of rhino. Okay, so you see that there's a wild herd of those. We'll call them thunder beasts. Okay, all right,
Okay.
because as usual, when they run, the ground shakes and you hear, it sounds like thunder. So we'll call them that. And uh, Barry knows that these thunder beasts are a natural source of protein for many other predators. Okay, but you don't detect any predators at the moment. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to relay this information via hand signals to all these.
Okay. Okay, and we'll just say that you guys have a rudimentary understanding of Barry's hand signing, and you guys can get the gist of what he's trying to say. We'll hand wave that. It's not a big deal. Okay. Okay. All right. So nighttime gets here. The sun kind of slowly sets. Okay. And you guys can see that the campfires that I was telling you about, they kind of start to spark up here and there along the various parts of the dam. Not only up top where the lean-tos and the shanties are, but also it looks like there's kind of like they're not windows, but it looks like there's portions on the face of the dam itself that looks like they're ways to get in or bring air and sunlight into the innards of the dam, and you guys can see kind of like light kind of flickering in there as well. Okay, so
Okay.
it's nighttime now, or dusk, I should say.
Maxon clicks a button on the side of the helmet he's wearing, and this huge apparatus comes down over his face, and green eyes light up. And I want to create a vantage called I Can See Shit at Night.
Okay, all right. So what skill you want to use to do that?
Let's see. Notice.
Okay, all right. So go ahead. Target number is fair, which is +2.
I rolled a good +3.
Maybe I have to adjust my bandwidth, maybe, so I can see the rolls or whatever. Let me see something. Can you guys see? You guys see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it shows
I
up
don't
in
know
the
why I'm
sidebar.
not. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Okay. Well, I put my bandwidth all the way up. Maybe that was the problem. We'll see. Okay. All right. So you said you did it?
Yup.
Okay. What'd you beat it by?
1.
Just by 1? Okay. All right. So that's a regular success. Okay. So you now have that advantage, which is what I can see. What'd you say it was?
I can see shit at night.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So I'll go ahead and I'll say that to the party.
Okay.
Don't worry, guys. I can see shit at night.
And remember, you get 1 free use of that. Okay. All
Awesome.
right. Actually, anybody, if you want to let anyone do it, anybody can get 1 free use of it. Okay. But other than that, you have to pay for it with fate points. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So, how are you guys? How are you guys gonna? What are you guys gonna do next?
So,
I'd like to create an advantage called I Can Smell Them Coming.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right. Now, but remember that is very specific to you. Okay.
Yep.
So you have to remember that advantage, it may be, it's specific to you. So your other team members may not be able to use it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So that's fine. So what skill are you gonna use to try to create this advantage? As Barry's as he's sniffing around with his nose, what do you think?
Empathy makes sense to me.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So target number of 2, fair.
I got a great on that.
Okay. All right. So actually, you okay, that's still a regular success. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Okay. So. Okay. All right. Cool.
I'm gonna look over at Maxon, and I'm gonna say, I could see shit at night too. Then my eyes are gonna change into like a fluorescent purple color, just as I say that.
Okay.
And, so what would I roll for that?
What do you think? What skill do you have? Do you think might reflect that ability?
That I'm a
would
super
that be high
cyborg?
concept?
It's a skill, not an aspect. Because he's
Okay,
actually he's creating an aspect. It's called an advantage, but it's still an aspect. He's creating it. Now he could spend a fate point and use one of his high concept or whatever in order to give him a +2 bonus to make the roll, but it's based on a skill.
Notice.
Okay, there you go. Okay, that's fine. Yep.
Okay.
So target number is 2.
All right. Two on the dot.
Okay, all right. So that's a tie. Okay. Um, so you get one single use of it. Okay. So it's there. Okay. So you get
Okay.
one use of it. Yep. Okay.
So
Okay. So scribble that down somewhere so you can remember it. I got some of this
Okay.
stuff written down, but I'm not gonna remember all this. So what are you saying, Dave?
all right. So as we get ready to head out,
Yep.
I'm going to extend my psychic senses to everyone,
Okay.
and we'll all move as one.
Okay.
We are one.
Okay. All right. So tell them what does that mean?
Yeah, basically we'll be able to communicate between each other, instantly through mental communications.
All right. Does that cost you a fate point or anything to do that?
I have the skill psychic,
Yep.
and I'm actually really good at it.
Is that a stunt or is that something you're doing? Is what I'm asking, I guess.
I don't know. I guess I'm
Oh,
creating
okay.
advantage though.
Oh, okay.
Is that
Oh, okay. Cool. No, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. What we could do is that okay. Yes. Yes. You can do that. Yep. You sure can.
yeah,
So
it's not a stunt. It's actually I'm using this skill.
that's fine. Yep. You can do that. So you would
Okay.
roll your psychic skill and your target number is +2. That's good.
Can I
Alright.
can I put a compel on him?
Yes. Yes, you can if you want. Yeah.
All right.
Let him roll. Let him make his try to get his advantage first, and then you can hit him with a compel if you want.
Okay, I got a superb +5.
For your skill, you should have +4. I think
Well,
it's
with the
+4.
roll, with the roll.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, all right. Okay, so
Oh.
you beat it by 1. Okay. All right, so you create it. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So that means you get to use it once for free, but if anybody wants to use it more than that, they've got to pay a fate point to do it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Okay, so what were you saying, Andrew?
I want to compel his shadowy past to bleed through his psychic transmission.
Okay, so what does that mean? What are we seeing, or what are we describe that?
You guys all feel like all of a sudden you're in basically a giant test tube with needles poking you all over the place, especially around the head, neck, and shoulders, and discharging like electric shocks as you experience one of the experiments I went through as a child.
Okay, so
I got-
Andrew, you pay him a fate point. Okay, so Dave gets 1. Andrew, you are -1. Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah. You just hear me sigh. This is one of the very rare moments I have a feeling. It's like I got a feeling of home.
Okay. Okay.
Now
Okay.
I see why you hide, Nathan.
You guys can hear the herd of the thunder hooves kind of start to slowly move away. Okay, and everything gets kind of quiet, and then all of a sudden you guys hear the hum, of insects at nighttime. Okay, and at this point the sun kind of slowly sinks back behind the actually back behind the dam itself. And then all you guys can really see are the stars above and the pinpricks of the watch fires that are scattered amongst the dam itself. Okay, all right. So, Jim, are you good yet or no? Okay, I'll say that's a no. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
I'm sorry. I got it.
Oh, okay, you're good? Okay. All right. So,
All righty.
yeah, here you go. You're up.
All right. So what am I doing?
you
No, actually-
you finished doing the maintenance on your exosuit?
Okay.
Okay. And did you kind of hear what was going on a little bit?
I did. I was kind of
Okay.
lost in the monotony of my crafting.
Okay.
I know that someone just shot an image psychically through a bunch of people. Was I one of those people?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay.
All of you guys are bonded psychically right now, but
Okay.
you got some residual negative vibes there. It looked like.
Has this happened before? Is this something that's like entirely new, or has one of my companions in the past done something like this before?
Dave, has this happened before?
Well, I think this is our first mission together. So if it
Well, on the trip
has,
here, on the trip here, I guess you could
oh, on
say.
the trip here,
Hmm.
uh, no, it hasn't happened before. It's a complete surprise.
Okay. All right. So I will. Would I interpret that as some type of attack?
You tell me.
How are my companions reacting? Are they reacting as if there's nothing going on? I might be the only one that kind of this is affecting.
Well, being that you were kind of off on your own when you were doing your maintenance check, I would guess that when this happens, you may kind of like look up and kind of like surprise, at this. And as you turn to look at the rest of the group, uh, what do we see Maxon? How does he react to this? To this mental flashback, as it were.
Well, during the mental flashback too, in your minds you'll hear one thing being echoed over and over again, and that is mankind must prevail.
You see
You get a
Maxon.
fate point for that. You get a fate point for that.
You see Maxon just perched like a gargoyle, his cape blowing in the wind. This tattered robe that's like oil black, and he doesn't move. You can't see any human features on him because his mask and his clothing obscure it. So
What
you're
is the
probably not
mask?
getting a read off of him.
What does the mask look like?
It's got one really long telescopic lens on the right side, and then on the left side it has like this thing that looks like a honeycomb, and the mouth looks like a mechanical skull mouth.
Okay. Okay. How does Barry react to this kind of like echo of a memory that comes through his ursine head?
His initial reaction is a slight cringe, and then he looks around and he thinks he knows who it is, but he's not sure. Guessing that this is the first time he's worked with Nathan and his brother. He's gonna just say, if it wasn't for having worked with him, then perhaps because they are friends till the end, that he's not going to let it affect him as though it were an attack.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then Robert, you told us how you kind of took it all in stride. So there you go,
Yeah,
Jim.
this
So
is something I'm really used to, but I got somebody in the line of the psychic whatever you would call it line made some pulled some memories through, and I felt that a little bit. This is something I'm quite used to.
All right. Sniper, front and center.
So I appear front and center.
I'll say, have you performed your surveillance? You have anything to report?
I have. So what did I garner from my surveillance?
well, what did you see?
Oh, okay. So basically, it was really confusing, and the movements were chaotic and erratic, and there is no organization to their camp whatsoever.
How many?
It was hard to tell because the movements were so vast. After 50, I stopped counting.
What about collateral damage, civilians?
That's a good question. What
Are
about?
they all battle-ready males?
They're not all battle-worthy males, but there are women and children as well.
All right, I'll kind of do the little circle symbol in the air, which means fall in on me, and I'll drop to the ground and pull out my pocket computer device, and I'll bring up a little scan of the area, kind of like a three-dimensional map, almost like a vector graphics type of deal, and it'll have the dam, and I'll kind of rotate it about. Are there any towers, any communication arrays, any battlements, anything like that we can see from here?
There looks to be a dilapidated satellite tower of sorts, a radar dish, of sorts. But you know how the real old school ones look. You know, they're huge, made out of concrete, and then like almost like skeletal hands. You know, coming up, reaching towards the sky, and you see that it's in really horrible shape, but it looks like it's been kind of like patched here and there. You know.
Okay. All right. Our first target will be to disable their communication to prevent them from bringing in any allies. We're going to have a concerted attack, and who can take out the satellite as quickly as possible?
Barry rubs his hands together and thinks a moment. I'm actually going to spin a fate point and say I have the materials I need to construct a bomb.
Okay. There you go.
Will you be able to sneak to the actual tower that has the satellite dish and place
If you can get me there, I can place the bomb. I cannot sneak.
Okay. Nathan,
Yes, sir.
will you be able to give cover while he moves in if you found a proper vantage point?
I can cover him.
Okay, I'll kind of twist the map about and say here looks like a valid the best place that'll allow you to have cover, but also give you the best field of fire. Basically, David, what I'm doing is I am tapping my where is my War College Tactics stunt? That's +2 to fight rolls made to create advantage against opponents, provided the opponent has a fighting style or weakness I can exploit. Okay, I am going to use my graduated first in my class from the NDF Academy, and I'm going to create a situational aspect called surprise attack. So what this will do is once, if successful, once we get the first attack, whoever needs it will be able to access that aspect, and they'll get a bonus of +2.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Okay. So go ahead.
Okay. Now I need to figure out what skill this will be under.
Yes, you do.
It's going to use, I guess it'll use my notice because I'm trying to find places to do things. My notice is average. So, God to be with me. All right, great. And what I'll do is I will spend a fate point to invoke my graduated first in my class because I'm good at this. So I'll bump that up to a +5, which is superb, and or fantastic, so I can succeed with style. So I'll have that. There's an aspect called surprise, and it has 2 invokes. So hopefully Sam can use one when he blows the stuff up, and if somebody runs up on Sam, Nathan could use the other one to shoot somebody. So that
it's 2 free invokes, so that doesn't mean it doesn't disappear. You guys can still use it, just got to pay for it. Okay.
How's that sound, guys?
Sounds good. With that, I'll engage my commando suit, the camouflage aspect of it, and trot off to the position he marked out.
Okay, so we have to figure out what T1 and
I've got to build this bomb first, don't I?
What materials did you find as you rummaged in the ATV? What did Barry find in there? Did he bring a bomb specifically, or are you saying that he actually is just piecemealing something together?
Piecemealing something together with C.
Okay, all right. So what do you find? What's in there? What do you get?
A brick of C4, some wires, an old remote control, car remote control car, like the little. You get the idea. I hope. And he's going to start fidgeting with that, tinkering and all that.
Okay.
So.
All right. Okay. So what you want to do then is, since you're going to create You're gonna
Mhm.
make this bomb out of this stuff that you really weren't, I guess, weren't necessarily prepared for it.
Mhm.
What skill do you want to use to create it with?
Science, of course.
Okay. Uh, actually, let's see. Do you have a?
I've got
Yeah, that's
technical
fine.
too.
It will be use your technical skill. Yeah, because that's more like your engineering. Your craft is what that
Okay.
is. Okay. All right. So you're gonna have a target number of 3, which is good. Okay.
And some
And
of my humanity side kicks in, and I look at this big bear messing with a bomb, and I decide to take a few steps in the other direction.
okay. So you guys see very kind of in the ATV, his whole head and arms, kind of disappear in his chest as he's digging around through the trunk, more or less, and you see he starts tossing out these various pieces that bounce on the ground and everything, and which includes a brick of C4, it looks like. And once he's got everything out, you see he kind of plops down right there, just sits down and just starts, his hands, paws or whatever you want to call them are just like a flutter as he's putting his stuff together. So while Sam's doing that, since he dropped out, he's working on that. Okay. All right.
All right, so Max and T1, we're going to be responsible for the frontal assault. 2 of us are going to need to cause as much confusion as possible while one of us pulls out to try. We're rescuing someone, right? That's the idea.
Yes, yeah, we're trying to get the scientists.
Okay, and we isolated where exactly they are? You're muted, David.
No, we haven't. We haven't
Oh, you
located
haven't.
them.
I'm sorry. No, you haven't.
Okay. Who's our psychic? Her?
I am.
Nathan.
Nathan?
No psychic
Nathan
friends.
is
Call your psychic friends. Uh,
Psychic Friend Hotline?
right. Is there any way for? Do I know that he's psychic?
Yeah,
I mean, okay.
I think you do now. If you
All
did.
right. Is there any way that you can pick up the location of the scientist from here, or do you need to move in closer?
I think it's probably too far away. I could probably, if I actually get within, the compound or whatever, I could probably look for emotions of someone who's scared or fearful, and that might lead us to, as long as there isn't, as long as everyone isn't scared, we could probably use that to track down the scientists.
Okay, it's going to be of the utmost importance that we time this properly. So when we're making our frontal assaults, and it's a lot of typing, the failed bomb, you failed?
Go ahead. We'll get.
Oh,
I don't know. I didn't see the roll, but we'll get back to Sam as soon as.
okay. So when Sam moves in and he handles the ordnance and brings down the satellite dish, and I guess Nathan is going to need to move in. You're going to need to both cover Sam and try to suss out where the scientists are. You're going to need to communicate that to us so that T1, Max, and me will be handling the frontal assault, and then one of us is going to need to head to the location that you designate to retrieve the scientist.
Okay, so I'll take position. I'll cover him in as soon as I see that he safely gets in and has planted the bomb, then he's on his own, and I'll then move in to try and secure the scientists or the location.
You guys see 2 green eyes peering at you out from the shadows, and Maxon says, Let I and T1 handle the confusion. We both see shit good at night.
I'll say my Max has some rudimentary um, sensor suites, but probably not as good as yours. So uh, once I'm notified of the location of the scientists, I will move in to exfil them.
Okay. All right. Okay, Sam. I don't know why there's two of you, but there is. There's a Emma and a Brack in the in the hangout. But okay, there we go. Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll your make your skill roll in order to successfully create this mega bomb that's going to take down this satellite tower. And you need a target number of 3, which is good.
I ended up with a superb.
Okay. All right. Okay. So so that's not quite a success with style. Do you want to spend a fate point and invoke one of your aspects to give you a +2 on that so you can succeed with style, or are you good with that?
Yeah, I'm
Can
gonna spend my last fate point and go ahead and invoke.
I actually have several fate points. Am I able to spend one to assist someone?
I do not think so. Is that correct, Jim? I'll ask because I don't think you can. Can you?
Well, he could have created an advantage
Yeah. Right.
that,
That. Yeah.
like I know how to build bombs too, advantage. And then when Sam was doing his
He could
create
have.
advantage, he could have invoked that to
Okay.
add to
Okay.
the
But
roll.
you can't invoke other people's aspects for them, no.
I'm
Okay.
going to invoke mine of won't give in easily. So
Okay. So how does won't give in easily help you build a bomb?
having some minor technical issues with the wiring, Barry just quickly thinks back and he pulls out his hand scanner and looks up a program on it and says, "Oh, okay, that's what I was doing wrong."
Okay. All right. Okay.
There's
So
not
there
a
you go.
lot. There's not a lot of technical issues that could go wrong when you're building a bomb.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you've got the bomb then. Okay. And what would your final roll? What would your final result be with the +2?
That would be a +7 epic.
Okay. So that bomb is going to do epic damage when it explodes. Okay.
Damn.
All right. Okay.
And it's remote controlled.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see about that. Okay. Now. All right. Okay. Cool.
So and am I going in now? Is that the consensus since I've built the bomb now?
I don't know. You got to talk to Laszlo and see what he wants you to do.
Captain, what are my orders?
Say, okay, let's make sure that we're all on the same page here so that we all can make it back out of here and we can get these civilians back to safety. So, number one, no.
Okay. Number one is
I
you
lost.
guys. Number one is you guys need to make notice rolls against a target number of good, which is 3, and tell me whether or not you do it or not.
I see nothing.
Because I don't know, for some reason my fate roller isn't showing you guys' rolls, so I don't know.
I succeed by +1.
Okay.
I got a 2.
You succeed by 2, or you got a 2?
I got a 2.
Okay. All right. So you failed by 1. Okay.
I have an average, so I failed by 2.
And I got
Same
a -1. I failed by 3 or 4. What was
What about Barry?
I failed by 2.
Oh wow.
But
You guys. Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and smell them coming.
Yeah. Actually, you can. Yep. Because you got a free. You got at least 1 free invoke of that. So yes, you can do that. Very good, Sam. Okay. All right. So Barry smells the stench of death. he gets a waft. He gets a snout full of that. Okay, and you guys hear the moaning and shuffling of feet that stumble into your camp area, I'll call it, or your recon point. From around the ATV, you see a handful of shambling undead that burst into the dim light, okay, of the ATV's interior. I guess because Barry was kind of looking through the rear area, so there was a small light back there, okay. So I think the only one that made it was who? Was Barry, and did Max make it?
Max. Yeah, Max.
Yep.
Max? Okay, so they're not surprised, okay? All right, but the rest of you guys are. So I'm going to take one action on the rest of our heroes, and then we can roll for initiative, basically, okay? And we're going to do initiative kind of different. You guys can decide who amongst you. Actually, we're going to say the heroes get to act first, okay? So don't even worry about it, because we'll speed things up that way. So these shambling zombies burst into view, like I said, and you guys can just get almost overwhelmed by the stench of the rotting flesh that's sagging, off of their bodies. Okay, and let's see. So David, what is Nathan's his fight skill?
My fight skill is average.
Okay, all right. So it is +1. So that is my target number. Okay.
Does the DR, does that come into play for that?
That will reduce the damage that you take
Okay.
from this swipe. Okay.
And I'll speak out.
Mm-hmm.
No gunfire. No gunfire.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Yeah, you can do that. Okay. All right.
So
go ahead.
now would I wait to see what happens to invoke a stunt, or do I have to invoke it first?
What's the stunt you want to invoke?
Psychic flash forward.
Okay. Well, you're surprised, so I don't think it really matters in this case. But for that particular stunt, which kind of gives you a glimpse of the future, right?
Yes.
You would have to actually say, Dave, before we undertake our next thing, I would want to do this so I can, get a glimpse of what our fate may be.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So.
And I forgot I was surprised too, so I can't do anything.
That's all right. So. Okay. All right. So I am going to do a little bit of GM fiat here, and since we do know that it is the sun has set already, I'm going to say that the area around you guys is somewhat shadowy, right? Would that make sense to you guys? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invoke that environmental aspect of, let's say, deep shadows. Okay. All right. And Dave, you're going to get a fate point because of that. And instead of me attacking with my average attack, it's going to bump it up to a good attack because the zombies leapt out of the shadows and tried to get you. So my result is a fair, which is a +2. Okay, so that means that I actually hit you. Okay, so I would only do 1 point of damage to you, which I don't think gets through your armor, right?
Yeah, it's a DR2.
Okay, so it doesn't get through. So a zombie leaps out and claws at you, and its hands kind of rake across your chest as you kind of step backwards, but it can't penetrate. Okay? All right, Jim. Same thing's gonna happen. Okay? And you can say, Jim, that as a default, because I kind of gave everybody armor, basic armor.
I can't wear the armor because it won't fit on me in the max.
Okay, so you want to have all right, there you
So
go.
I just have like a flyboy flight suit.
Okay, so what's my target number then for you?
My fight skill?
Yeah.
3.
Okay,
Good.
wow. Okay. And you guys can see that. So I hit you by 1. Okay, so I got 1
Oh,
over.
no, I see nothing.
You really? Okay, all right. So I got a great, which is +4.
Okay,
Do you have the fate roller open?
I do. I see
Okay.
everyone else's rolls. I don't
Yeah,
see.
I don't know what's going on with me. I'm bugged as usual. Okay. All right. Okay, so I got a great, which is +1.
Okay.
All right. Okay, then Robert, what's your fight skill?
So I take 1 stress.
Yes, you do. Yes, sorry.
Okay.
You're muted, Robert.
Oh, it's a +2.
Oh, okay. All right, so you got a fair fight. Okay. And you get a fate point as
Okay.
well. Okay. And I got a great result, which is +2, but it's just a regular success. Okay. So do you have any damage reduction on your armor?
It doesn't say, but it does say that I have transdermal reinforcement,
Okay.
fist blades, and all that. Just have trouble getting through.
Okay, so let me see. Okay, you can oppose most physical attacks using your physique. Okay, which is much higher than your fight.
Okay, I got
so
it.
actually my target number would have been great for that. Okay.
Right.
So, and I did not. I tied actually. I think, or no, did I? Yeah, I think that's my
Yeah, I
last
think you
roll.
said
Yeah, I
you got a
tied.
great.
Yeah, I tied. Okay. So I don't cause any damage to you. Okay. So the zombie lashes out. Okay. At TI-57 and can't get through his subdermal his weave that's in his very flesh. But the zombie gets a boost, which is a temporary aspect. Okay. Basically, he gets momentum. Okay, without getting super technical, you guys don't need to know all of that stuff. Okay, so he's still coming at you. Okay, so next turn he's gonna have a little bit of momentum and is gonna hit a little bit harder. Basically, that's all you need to know. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so that's the surprise round. Okay. All right, so you guys, being the heroes of this story, you guys are gonna go first, but you guys have to decide who amongst you is gonna go first amongst the good guys. And don't be shy.
All right. Well, I got one right on me, so I'm gonna go right now.
Okay. All right. So Robert called it. Okay. Okay. All right. So what do you want to do?
Okay. Thinking about
no gunfire.
Oh,
right,
okay.
right. Yeah. Captain Van Laszlo, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So thinking about Captain Laszlo's orders, I pull out my vibro blade from my back, which is extremely noisy, but I'm not going to turn it on.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take a swipe across and try to take off this zombie's neck.
Okay.
Or
So
his head.
it'll do 1 point less damage. Okay.
Mhm.
So remember that. That's all. And let me explain this to you guys. Basically, when Nathan was creating his advantage, when he was looking through his scope to try to survey the area, to try to see what's going on, he failed to create that advantage. And because he failed it, remember I was telling you that there's a narrative consequence to that. Well, the narrative consequence is that the zombies showed up. Okay. All right. Okay. So you want to roll your fight skill then, Robert?
Yes.
And your target number is only +1, average.
Okay.
And then just tell me how much better you did than that.
I did average.
Okay, so you tied it. Okay,
Yep.
so when you're attacking somebody, you tie. You normally don't cause any damage, but you kind of get like the zombies did. You can get a boost out of that though, which means you can get like a temporary aspect. You can say you got follow through, or momentum, or it doesn't have to be real fancy. But what you can also do, if you have the fate points in this situation and you want to get a better result, you can spend a fate point to invoke one of TI-57's aspects that you think may help him in this situation. You see anything?
I mean, cyborg super soldier. That's
Okay.
My,
There you go. So you can spend a fate point, and that'll bump your result up to +2, or you can re-roll the whole roll. Your choice.
Well, I got some fate points. I'll do that. I'll invoke
Okay.
my super cyborg soldier power and
Okay.
power through his block.
Okay. All right. So that'll bump you up to a good result, right?
Yes.
+2. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So with that, that means you get 2 over the target number. Okay, which means you do 2 shifts of damage, and then your weapon is gonna do another +1. So you're gonna do a total of 3 shifts of damage, and that zombie goes down. Okay.
All right.
All right. All right. So you basically cut through the shoulder blade all the way down to like its chest, and it just flops over. Kind of the body's still kind of kicking. Okay. All right. So Robert, who goes next? Either one of the guys, one of your friends can go next, or you can say Dave, the bad guys can go next. So there's 3 more zombies left.
Okay.
So it's your
And,
choice. Who goes next? And
then,
the bad guys usually go as a group, just so you know. Okay.
and so Nathan just got attacked by one. Does anybody else?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, he can go next.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to pull out my vibro knife, and I'm also not going to turn it on, and I'm going to ram it under the jaw of the zombie that's in my face.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Somebody's been watching Walking Dead.
Okay. All right. So that's your fight skill. So you've got a target number of +1 average.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good because that's also what I have. So.
Okay.
And that gives me a fair +2.
Okay. All right. Okay. So are you good with that? You want to bump that
well,
up?
you know,
or?
I got all these fate points. I might as well use one.
Don't sit on them.
I'm going to invoke my aspect. My mind is my weapon, and so mind over matter.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to psychically harden my arm as I slam the knife under the jaw.
Beautiful. Okay. So spend that fate point. That'll give you +2. So that'll bump you up to what? A great?
Plus would be, yes, a great.
Okay. All right. So that means that you succeed with style, because if you succeed more than 3, you succeed with style. So you actually wow. Okay. You take out the zombie. Okay. So when you jam it up through his head, his brains kind of like spurt out the top of his head like a volcano, and the body falls down.
And okay, so as I do that, I'll ride him to the ground and gently and quietly place the body down. and in a whisper tone, shh.
Okay, all right. Who goes next, Dave?
You know what? Next, I think what's his name? Is it Max?
Yeah, Max. Okay.
Yep,
Yeah,
Maxon.
Maxon. Yeah, he's going next. You can't keep him out.
Okay.
All right. You see this nasty black greasy glove pull on a wire from the other hand, and it forms this really long razor-thin garrote. And I just jump behind one of the zombies and cross it really quickly, try to choke it out.
Okay. All right. Okay, so that'll be your fight skill. Target number +1 average.
Who did they send me in with?
I know, right? Bunch of killers.
I succeed by 2.
Okay, all right. That's a regular success. Okay, so you will do 2 points of stress to this zombie, and you can feel the wire sink into the flesh of the zombie, its neck, and it stops once it presumably hits spine. It doesn't go all the way through quite yet. So the zombie's still trying to move around and jerk around. Okay. All right. So who goes next?
I'm gonna say that Barry goes next.
Okay. All right. You're up.
Okay. Holding this bomb in one hand, I'm gonna move up to one of the zombies that I can see and just take a swipe at it with my.
You're gonna hit it in the head with the bomb?
No, not with my. No, my bomb's over here. I'm using my other hand, my free hand, to just make a swipe at it.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Man, I thought she was about to bomb whip somebody.
That's a new one.
Okay, you got a target number of
So
+1 average.
okay, I got a superb on that.
Nice.
Oh wow. Okay, so you definitely succeed with style. Okay. All right. So how do you take the zombie out then, Sam?
Just a giant maul across its face and
Hmm.
takes the zombie's head off.
Okay, I think that's 3 up and 3. Oh, there's one left. Okay, so Max has still got one in his grasp, and that's the only zombie that's left. So Max, you can describe how you finish him off.
Alright, you see this large black boot plant the zombie in the middle of the lower back, and I lean back hard, flexing my muscles and pulling with all my might on the garrote wire, and the head just topples off and spins up in the air, throwing green ooze all over the closest vehicle.
In slow motion, of course, right?
In slow motion, right? Okay, very good, very good. Okay, all right. So after you guys quickly dispatch these mutates, these zombies, okay, everything goes to a hush again, and then eventually you guys hear the hum of insects in the night once again, and it doesn't seem as though any alarms were triggered.
Good job.
Okay, so now what?
Um, we need to saddle up and get ready to enact our plan, and hopefully we can execute. So Barry needs to. Is Barry a stealther? Can Barry stealth? I mean, do we believe that he would be able to get up close enough to the dish tower to be able to plant the bomb without being seen?
We'll say that the dish tower is kind of off to the right of the actual dam itself, you know, and there's a low structure there. Maybe it was a research center of some sort or whatever, you know. Um, but yeah, you guys would definitely have to make your way through the underbrush and hope that you don't run into any kind of possible patrol or you know something of that sort in order to get in there.
But it's
Can
dark too, right?
Yes, yes,
yeah.
it's very shadowy. Yes.
Can anyone plant the bomb? Because I am very stealthy.
Is Barry there? Barry's gone. Okay. I would think that Nathan would think he's confident enough to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
So that would be a yes. I would think so.
Yeah. Well, then I'll run the bomb in, and that'll bring me closer. So, as I go in to plant the bomb, I can also extend my senses out to see if I can't determine the direction for the scientists afterwards as well, because I'm going to have to get closer for us to find them.
Okay.
Okay,
Let
and
me. Oh, go ahead.
when you do that, Nathan, maybe Barry, you can relay the information to Barry so that he can actually go and get the prisoners while Maxon and T1 and I provide fire support.
Okay. So the cyborg and Max will create chaos basically, right? Then we've got uh, Nathan is going to sneak in and plant the bomb, and then you're saying that Barry's going to be the one to try to locate the researcher.
Well, when Nathan gets a mental hit, a mental
Mm-hmm.
ping,
Mm-hmm.
he can radio Barry, and then Barry, because Barry armed to the teeth.
That's not his
Because,
aspect. That would be good
well,
though.
I'm saying because Maxon is obviously armed to the teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's a killer.
Yeah.
T1 is obviously a living weapon.
I can't believe nobody got my reference there.
What?
Well, no, we
Terminator,
got
man.
it.
Oh, you got it?
Terminator
Okay.
catch up. That's what I got.
No, not the ketchup. You guys never had a Texas Instrument calculator before back in the
Got
day?
everything, man. 57 spices.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So Max and T1 are fighters like me, right? And when I'm in my suit, that's what we do. We fight. Nathan is a stealther assassin sniper, so if he's able to make it in quietly, plant the bomb, soon as the bomb goes off, then we can he can kind of ping out for the scientists. Once he gets a hit, he can relay that to Barry, and then Barry can retrieve and get the scientists out while the three of us provide fire support.
Um, uh, does Barry think that Nathan is capable of setting the bomb?
Probably. I don't know. Probably so. I think he could do it. He could probably pull it off.
Okay, so Nathan, Barry doesn't seem too sure about it. You know, you can detect like the doubt, you know, in his you know, as he's projecting his thoughts out to you guys, you know, but he's not being specific as to why there's doubt in his mind.
Well, I look at the bomb and its construction. I'm a trained soldier, so yeah, I can get the job done.
Okay, all right, sounds good then. All right,
Now,
okay.
should
I'm gonna hand him the remote then, and the bomb.
should he travel alone? That's the only question I have.
Nathan.
Yeah, I'm better off alone.
Okay, I'd know that.
Okay. All right. So since basically we're going to be splitting the party up, what we'll do, it's not going to be an issue. What we'll do is then we'll get Nathan set up first. Actually, yeah, we'll get Nathan set up, get him going first. Then we'll deal with TI 57 and Max because they're going to be the core guys that are going to serve as distraction. Is that right?
No,
What am I getting wrong?
the three of us are
Oh, the
going
three of you
to.
guys are going to do it? Okay, all right, okay.
Once Barry's bomb goes off, Nathan plants Barry's bomb, and it goes off. Then that's when the three of us are going to charge the dam,
Oh, okay, so I'm getting, okay.
and hopefully Nathan is able to find the scientists.
I got that part. Yeah,
quickly,
okay.
and
Okay.
relay that to Barry.
All right, so basically we're waiting. Okay, so we may as well start with Nathan because he's the
Catalyst.
the catalyst. There you go. He's the catalyst. Okay. All right, that's another good aspect. I'm the catalyst. Okay. All right, cool. Okay. So then Dave, Nathan has a good kind of like a general idea of what he the target that he sees ahead of him. So kind of explain to us how Nathan makes his way down the valley towards that building that has the radar tower on it.
Okay, well, I engage my camo suit, and basically, I imagine with everything he does, he's always extending his psychic senses and relying more on his intuition than actual skill or physical attributes. And as I move along, I go from cover to cover, whether it means crawling on the ground or ducking and running, and trying to just maintain as much stealth as possible.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and make a stealth roll to see how well you're doing that.
That is a epic.
Okay, all right. So you're doing it well then. Okay, all right. So you guys briefly see Nathan make his way down the valley and actually skirt kind of like the right side of the actual the dam itself. And you guys actually see a pair of figures with kind of like torches pretty much walk right right past him, and they don't even notice he's even there. Uh, and then you guys kind of see him shimmy through a ragged looking chain link fence, with like razor wire atop it, and then he disappears from sight. Okay, so you guys don't hear anything, but you guys can tell that he must be getting close to his objective, because you know how he was previously in kind of mental contact with everyone. You guys can kind of feel that kind of die off, kind of like a whisper, in your mind, and then you guys know that he's out of range. Okay. Uh, Dave, Nathan gets right to the perimeter of the structure, and as you get a closer look at it, you can see that the structure itself is, from the world before. It's in bad shape. It's been patched up over and over and over again, and you see that walking around the perimeter are some haggard-looking men in kind of like uh, piecemeal clothing. Some of it like just kind of uh, junk that's been turned into like rudimentary armor. You see someone may have like a hubcap cap tied around their neck, draped in front of their chest, as a garbagey chest piece. You see the typical Outlander club, which is a baseball bat that has like spikes, duct tape to it. Uh, you see these guys kind of walking around this perimeter, and from what you can tell with your military with your military expertise, you can tell that they obviously are guarding something of importance, whether it's the actual the structure itself or something else you aren't sure yet. Okay.
Okay, then from my hidden position, I'm going to start probing psychically to see if I can detect our target.
Okay. All right. Okay. So go ahead and make a psychic roll. Okay. And you're gonna have a target number of well, let me ask you, what are you trying to detect?
Basically, if she's a prisoner and doesn't want to be here, I assume she's probably frightened or scared
Mm-hmm.
and uncertain of her future. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, so I'm looking for somebody that I'm looking for fear and terror.
Fear and terror. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Okay. All right. So go ahead and make your roll, and you're gonna have a target number of. You're gonna have a target number of great of +4.
I got a superb.
Man, you guys are kicking butt. Okay, all right, so you beat it by one. Okay, all right, so you detect like a wave of fear and confusion and pain that like comes from this structure. So something's going on there for sure.
So we may not want to blow this up. Okay, so and those guys are now out of range for me.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use my invoke to push it?
Now, when you say push it, you mean push your
Ex-
range?
Extend the range for a quick.
You
Yeah.
can spend. I'll let you spend a fate point to do that.
Okay, then I'll spend the fate point,
And what are you going
and
to invoke? What are you going to use? What aspect are you using? What makes sense for you to push your ability?
um, that's a good
Yeah, in
question.
the spirit of it. You don't. It doesn't have to be exact. But what do you think in the spirit of doing this? What aspect do you think would make sense?
Either my brother's my keeper, or my
Hmm.
mind is my weapon. Well,
Okay.
mankind must prevail as well. So if this is
Okay.
like this is we're trying to get the scientists to cure people that are going to die off from a virus, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm going to go with mankind must prevail.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right. So spend the fate point, and uh, all I'm gonna say, I'll let you describe it, Dave. But all I'm gonna say is that the guys back, at their perch where they are, they are going to get kind of like a burst of something from you. So I'll let you just like maybe get half a sentence out of what you want to tell them, and then that's it.
Okay. Abort the bomb. Target
Okay.
acquired.
Okay. All right. So you guys hear that? Okay. It's kind of almost like it's muffled, like almost staticky, you know. But you guys get that from Nathan. So what reaction does that get from the rest of the group?
Captain.
Abort bomb.
I'll try to raise him on the radio because it doesn't have to have. We don't have to use psychic communication. We can use
That's
radio.
true.
Right?
That is true.
So
Okay.
I'll try to pick him up on the radio, but unfortunately, being this close, the Outlanders are jamming all signals, so I can't get through to him.
Okay. All right. I'll give you a fate point for that. Okay.
And
All
I'll
right.
say,
So
damn it, the radios are jammed.
So Dave, actually, after that happens, you get a burst of static from your radio, okay, and then it cuts. All right, and with that, you hear one of the patrolling bandits kind of goes, "What was that? You know, did you hear that?" Okay, and it looks like they kind of alter their patrol, and it looks like they're kind of sweeping around, kind of looking about now.
Are we on top of the dam?
Sure. Yep.
Okay.
That's what I've been imagining the whole time.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. We'll say this dam is so huge, you know, the top of it, the top surface is big enough to hold like this little shanty area, you know, and the structure and the tower. So sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna invoke my flash forward.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is they hear the noise, they look up, and all of a sudden they're not sure what they heard. They just know they heard something.
Mm-hmm.
And with their weapons out and ready, they come to investigate where the noise came from. But due to my skill at hiding and the camo suit,
Mm-hmm.
they're looking directly at me, standing right beside me,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't even they're not aware that I'm there until my knife flashes
Mm-hmm.
in my right hand at the other one,
Mm-hmm.
or at the first one. Again, using the tactic I used on the zombie, because it's very effective keeping people quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one, I thrust him simultaneously with my mind knife.
Okay. All right. All right. Now, when you're using those stunts, you've got to make sure you read everything. Okay.
Okay.
Because it says you can't describe an enemy or another player or character being taken out. Okay? But you can describe threats or hazards. So what we'll say is that go ahead and spend the fate point. They hear something, and instead of it occurring exactly as you see it in your mind, they actually run over to the left, okay? And you hear one of them scream, "Zombie!" And then you see they run off into the distance.
Okay. Well, that works too.
Yes, it does. All right, so what are you going to do next?
I'm going to hold my position and wait to see what the rest of the crew does.
Okay, all right, okay. So,
or you know what? Nah, screw play. I'm going to sneak up to where I detected the mental imagery from.
Okay. All right, so you slide into one of the heavy metal doors of this compound, and we kind of see you kind of slip your way inside, and then we're gonna go back to the party for a minute.
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. So the last thing you guys kind of heard was that mental flash from Nathan, and then Laszlo tried to communicate with him, but obviously he kind of shakes his head and mutters and says something about communications are being jammed some kind of way, probably from that actual radar dish. So everything's been quiet, and you guys haven't heard anything. So you guys are starting to get concerned.
It's been too long.
Yes.
We should have heard boom boom by now. Is that right? Are you sure that your bomb worked? Barry?
My brother, he'll do it.
I actually have psychic, so I'm gonna tell him if I need to. I can talk to Nathan.
Nathan's he's out of your range. That's what we were saying before.
Okay.
Yeah. But what I will do is I will compel Robert's blood is thicker than water.
Uh-oh.
And unless you want to pay me off with a fate point, you're going TI 57 he's ready to go in there because anything could have happened.
Yeah, actually, that's what I was thinking. Either I was gonna go look for him, or just say he tried to communicate with us some kind of way. So it's confusing me. I don't know if he's in trouble, or are we trying something different?
He said he found the target, and he wanted to abort the bomb.
What? I'll put my hand on T.I.'s shoulder and say, you need to stay on task, soldier. We need to make sure that we get the mission. The mission is more important than your brother, unfortunately.
Maxon, being someone who leaves nothing to chance, doesn't quite see it that way either. So
Barry's already taken off.
You can either take the fate point or you can pay it off. Andrew, it's up to you. I'm compelling one of your aspects. Leave nothing to chance.
All right. Maxon says, "We need that bomb to go off. I leave nothing to chance."
I say we have to make a plan. We can't just run off by the seat of our pants.
You see the cloak fly in the wind as he's already over the ridge.
Damn it! You're gonna get us all geeked.
As I follow behind.
What was that, Sam?
Barry's gonna tell him friends till the end in sign language and start running after
Okay. Okay.
after Maxon.
All right. So Captain Laszlo, your command is crumbling before your eyes. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Well, actually, when he puts his hand on my shoulder and he says that, I kind of like shrug it off and I say, "I respect your command, sir, but I've seen a lot of fucking shit in my life."
Well, as you shrug me off, I go flying back down to the ground, since you're stronger than the average bear. And,
I take my sword and I slam it into the ground and I kneel.
I'll say, okay, if we're going to do this, we need to do this right, and we need to do this as a concerted effort. We never back down and we never give up.
I trust your judgment.
I'll start to mount up in my little suit.
Okay, so Andrew, what's Maxon? What's he doing?
He's weaving in between the junk and the machine, hearing the whispers of his gods as he goes through this hollow, consecrated land.
He's crazy.
You can hear the footpads of Barry behind you in concert with you, and you can tell that he's moving behind you as well. So
on all fours.
On all fours? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Okay. So what's as Maxon's weaving in between the rubble? Is he just making a beeline, or what's he doing? Be a little more specific.
He's going straight to the plant location with the bomb.
Okay. All right. Dave, just as you slip behind that heavy iron door that we were talking about earlier, to close it behind you, you hear in the distance the sounds of voices being raised, okay, in confusion, but you can't really tell what's going on, but something's going down.
So I think to myself, well, there's a diversion, and I continue with my plan to see if I can't locate the scientist.
Okay, all right, so we'll zoom in on you for a moment here. I'll play ping pong with you guys. So as Nathan, his eyes kind of adjust, to the dim light, you can see that the hallways in here are basically strewn with like chairs and papers and debris like that. The ceiling tiles, that were once above I've like fallen in like little piles of like mush, in the hallway. It just looks like a total mess in here. You can hear like water kind of dripping from somewhere, and then every so often, echoing throughout the dim halls, you hear like a yell, a scream of like someone probably being like tortured or in some type of agony.
Okay. I think that's going to wreak havoc with my empathy as I get closer, and I'm going to do my best to kind of gut through it and maintain my stealth. But I don't know how effective it's going to be
Okay, cool. See,
as
if we were
I move towards the sounds of torture.
Okay, all right, okay. As you kind of struggle to make your way through the halls, you you approach actual a doorway, and you can hear before you actually look into the doorway, you can like hear the sounds of uh, like a fist like pummeling somebody, like the smack of flesh, And with every thud of the blow, you kind of hear, oh. um,
Does it sound the voice? Does it sound female?
no, this one does not.
Hmm. Well, I'll keep creeping forward.
Okay, all right. You make it to the doorway, okay, and as you as you peer around, as you peer around the doorway, you you see that there is a outland bandit, who's just like beating the snot out of just this guy that's in the chair, that's kind of restrained in this chair. It's like one of those middle school or elementary school chairs that has the desktop built into it. It's one of
Yeah.
those, and the guy's basically stuffed. The poor guy is like stuffed into this chair, and the bandage just like wailing away. His face is just a mass of like just blood, and it isn't pretty.
So there's just the two of them in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and our target's supposed to be female, though.
Mm-hmm. But you can
Okay.
sense a wave of fear and confusion and terror from this poor guy.
So I have a sniper rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a silenced weapon, or
Sure.
is it?
Sure. You want it to be? Sure.
It's a silenced weapon.
There you go.
I'm gonna take his head off.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So the guy's unaware of you. He's concentrating on his craft right now. So we'll say without you even needing to roll, you put a bullet in him, and he goes
Okay.
down. He falls.
And so
With,
I pat to the guy in the chair and do the shh.
Okay, the guy kind of like in a stupor, He's barely conscious. He kind of smiles at you, and you see just teeth are just missing, man. His gums are a mess. It's not good. Okay.
I don't know if I'd be able to tell or not. Does he look to be another Outlander or one of the more civilized people?
You see that he appears to be more civil folk.
Okay, so I take it he's tied to the chair.
Yeah.
All right, so I pull out my vibro knife and leave it off and then just start cutting him free.
Okay. All right. You cut him free, and he kind of
Yeah.
collapses, kind of sags in your arms.
Hey, buddy, can you move? Can you walk? We got to get out of here.
Okay. He nods. He kind of mutters, "Yeah, I can move."
Where is the satellite in conjunction to where I am right now? Is it above me?
He nods and says, he kind of points with obviously broken fingers up the hallway, and he says, there's a stairway leading up.
I know. Okay. Have you seen the scientist?
Okay, he kind of looks at you, kind of like, what?
Why are you here?
he he looks at you, and he kind of shrinks back a little bit, and he says, I'm an important guy. They need me. They need me here.
What do they need you for?
he says, I'm the one that brings the others here.
Others? What others?
Okay. He kind of sags in your arms a little bit.
Son of a bitch. So, I'm gonna tell him to stay here. I'll sit him in the chair and tell him I'll be back in a minute, and I'm gonna go plant the bomb.
He sits there. You see, he's barely conscious.
Well, he passed out, so I just sit him in the chair.
Right, pretty much.
And I just head for the stairs.
Okay, all right, okay. So let me go back to the other guys. Okay, guys. All right. So, are you guys trying to eventually travel as a group, or are you guys kind of sneaking your way, behind Maxon as he and Barry are kind of doing their thing? Because you're in your suit now.
Right, I'm not built for stealth at this point, so.
Okay, and 50 Ti-57 is there, so you guys are probably gonna catch up eventually anyway. So just for convenience's sake, we'll say you're in a rough group, ragged group, and from Maxon's point of view, you guys definitely know because of the sound of a kind of like a whiny, high-pitched, like one of those air raid sirens, you guys hear it kind of going off as somebody starts cranking it, and you guys can see as you guys approach figures running back and forth on the top of the dam with the torches, just like going nuts. They're like, what's going on? What's going on? They aren't very organized at all, especially not at this point because they don't know where the threat is. Okay. So, what's Maxon? Is he just gonna barrel through, or what's his situation?
He's barreling through. He's consumed by revenge.
Okay.
The thought of the bomb falling into the hands of infidels and them wielding God like that upsets him.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. All right. So we'll say that as you guys get closer to the actual structure, to your target, Dave, you can kind of Nathan can feel the other minds, especially Barry's, but you can also feel the other minds of your teammates kind of come within range as you're approaching the stairwell.
Okay. So when I first did it, like got the advantage, you get one use on that, right?
Mm-hmm. So
can I then use it to basically tell them what happened?
Or what do you want to? The advantage that you made before, it wasn't for you to communicate with them. All you did before was just spend a fate point in order to kind of like say you kind of pushed the limits of your power a little bit, just for the story's sake,
No,
So,
I mean for the initial connecting.
you
of
just
our minds.
you can do it. That's just part
Oh, okay.
of your psychic ability.
Okay, so I thought the scientist was in the building with the satellite. I was wrong, but there's another prisoner. I'm going to evac after that, planning the bomb now.
Okay. All right. So does anybody want to respond to him or no?
Yeah, I'll respond. We just set off all kinds of alarms, worried about you, brother. So, where are we gonna evac this civilian to?
We still have to find our initial target. So, you guys are creating a diversion. I'm planting the bomb. On my way out, I'll grab this civilian, and as soon as I get clear, we'll blow it, and we'll look for. And I'll also look for the scientist.
Okay.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'll relay that with hand gestures.
Okay. All right. So as you guys basically reach the structure, you guys see a handful of Outlanders moving on your position, coming your way, and you see that they're brandishing. It looks like this group has just like basic kind of melee weapons. You see like I was telling before, the bats with the spikes in them. You see some crude blades of some sort. One guy has the guy that you guys were disrespecting, who had the hubcap around his neck. You see that he pulls out two other hubcaps and wields them like sharp frisbees.
Oh,
Ready to
jeez.
split some skulls with them? So they're moving in on you guys.
I want to create an advantage, Dave, called "My God Speaks Louder Than Your God,"
Okay.
and I roll out my green eyes blazing in the night and lay fire on the closest one with the 2 hubcaps.
Okay. So what skill do you want to create this event? Because it's basically something to help you just fight them off, right, or mow them down, right?
Yep,
Okay.
and
So
I'm
I
gonna
would.
yell it when
Uh-huh.
when I brandish the Tetra Gamma gun. I
hmm
yell, "My God speaks louder than your God," and I
Okay.
just let loose.
All right. So that will be you would create that advantage with your shoot skill.
Okay.
So you have a target number of 2, which is fair to do it.
Oh, my God doesn't actually even have it. Oh, yeah, he does. It's fair. I see. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's got shoot. Yep.
All right, so we'll create that first. And can you use an aspect to create an aspect and advantage from an aspect? I guess it doesn't make a difference really.
I don't think it's. I don't, Jim. I would say go ahead, but I
You
don't
can
see a problem
invoke
with it
you can invoke an aspect to
to
help you
create an
create
advantage,
an
right?
advantage.
Yeah. Yep. So what do
All
you
right.
want? What do you want to invoke?
And
Um.
remember too, Andrew, that we've got the surprised. I've got 2 free invokes of surprise, so
Oh yeah, that's right.
you can use those
Instead
to
of
do whatever
yeah,
you want to do.
that's right. Surprise attack is still in.
Each one is +2.
Yep.
All right. Actually, I won't use anything to create the advantage, and I'll just do it raw.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we get. I got a 3, so I succeed by 1.
Yes, you do. Yep. So you actually succeeded, and you get a free invoke on it.
All right. So I'll invoke it immediately for the attack.
Okay, so after you create it, then on your next action, then you can attack and use it. Okay.
Oh, okay. I
So
see.
your action is creating it right now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Anybody else want to do anything? That's in this
Uh,
group right here.
I would like to use my physique, freak of nature, to create too cute to hit.
To create what?
Advantage.
You
Two-
broke up.
Too cute to hit. Can you hear me?
I thought that's what you said. I was hoping it wasn't.
Okay. All right. So you have a target number of 2. So what are you going to use to create? What skill are you going to use to create this?
Physique.
Oh, okay. You said that. Okay.
Fate roller needs to be open for this. Physique is +3, so let's roll that bad boy. I got an average, so I failed to
broke up.
create that.
You didn't do it? Okay. You failed it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, and Andrew, make sure you make note of the advantage you created, okay?
Yep.
That way I don't, because I got a bunch of stuff, we got a bunch of advantages floating around, and I don't know if I have them all, so I don't want to screw you guys over. Okay.
If somebody else does an advantage, is that for the whole group or is it just for them?
Well, how it works is that when they create it, as long as it's not like super specific, like Sam created earlier, I can smell them coming or something like that. That's something that you guys generally wouldn't be able to do, so it only makes sense that he would be able to use it. But like surprise attack, anybody can use it. The only catch is that the person that creates the aspect, sometimes they create it with a couple of free uses. So they have to kind of decide whether they're going to pass those freebies out. But everybody can use that, though, yes. You just have to pay a fate point for it.
All right.
All right, okay.
So since we're sneaking up in there, how many people are there? You say?
I just said a handful, so we'll say about 5 guys are moving your way.
Okay. I want to try to do this now. Tell me if I can.
Okay.
I want to create something called Guided by Lasers.
Okay.
And I want to try to use my like laser vision pretty much to use my sword to attack 3 people at once.
Okay. All right. So what you want to do then is that you want to it it would either be, I would say, either using your notice skill or your just basically your, I guess, would be your fight skill, because that's what you ultimately that's what you want to do. You want to mow the crowd down pretty much, right? So you would use your
Right.
fight skill to do that. Yes.
Okay.
So you would roll your fight skill with a target number of +2 of fair.
Okay. All right. I'll describe it if I get it.
Well, you gotta let me know one way or the other, because stuff happens one way or the other. So, okay, you failed. Okay,
Can I
well,
can I use a fade point?
you can either use that fate point to re-roll it, or you can try to use that fate point and invoke one of your existing aspects to give you a +2 bonus to your, your result. Your choice. I don't know how much you failed by, so I don't know if +2 is going to help you or not.
Yeah, I got a 1.
Okay.
2 would make me get it.
Mhm.
Well, cyborg super soldier.
Okay. All right. So spend the fate point, and then you end up getting a good result. So you succeeded with the advantage. So write
Okay.
down the advantage, Robert, and then you
Oh,
get one free invoke of it, one free use. Okay. If you want to use it more than that, as long as it makes sense for it to still be hanging around, you got to pay fate points for it. Okay.
okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Who else wants to do something before
Oh,
we? Oh, what?
so basically my you see like a green like a laser, yeah, like a laser level. You know what I'm
Mhm.
talking about? It
Yeah, I
kind of
do.
comes out and it's like bzzz, and then like it goes off in the different directions and it kind of matches up with all the people in my vicinity.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay.
All
All
right,
right.
I'll,
So.
I'll I'll move out front and I'll bring my shoulder-mounted chain gun online, and I'll begin to create a suppressive fire advantage. So
Okay.
if I'm successful, uh, it will create the aspect of suppressive fire, and being true, they won't be able to traverse the ground in between us unless they find a way to overcome.
Okay, gotcha. So you're gonna hold them at bay, basically.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
and uh, that'll allow T1 to take them out. So my advantage creation using my shooting
Yep.
is 3, and I am going to re-roll that negative 4 minuses.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I'm going to use a fate point to re-roll. Come see, come sa, and all right. So I got a great. I'm going to invoke one of my surprised items to bring
Hmm.
that up to a fantastic.
Okay. So that's success with style.
Okay, so I have suppressive
Fire
fire.
with
Yeah,
two free invokes.
yeah, but they're going to have to figure out a way to overcome that
And what's
somehow.
the target number for you?
The target number is going, if they overcome it, it'll be based on my shoot, which is
Oh,
3.
okay. 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 So it's not the aspect total doesn't matter. It's your shoot. Okay. It's
Right.
based off your shoot skill.
If there's a way to use it to add to something, then that the aspect counts would come into effect. But otherwise, it's a situational aspect that they could, hypothetically, they could roll athletics and kind of dodge through
Right.
it,
Right. 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 Yeah.
or something.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. All right. So you guys see Laszlo.
So the
Uh,
gun is just
oh
spitting
yeah. Go
out
ahead.
round after round after round, and lighting up the night as tracer shots are filled in. So it's an archaic system. It's not as good as the laser plasma particle items, but it's very reliable. And I can only hold this so long before it will overheat. So
Okay. All right.
you guys better get busy.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, uh, Dave, you hear the sounds of violence definitely from outside, and as you're making your way slowly up the the stairway, we'll say that you get a glimpse out of one of the windows, as you head up, and you see uh, Laszlo in his exosuit, uh, just spraying bullets, or yeah, spraying bullets just into a growing crowd of Outlanders that was preparing for battle. And as these guys kind of fall back with their hands, up in their faces, just to kind of like try to shield themselves from all of this, you see your twin brother moving from the other side, his blade glinting in one of his massive hands, and you know what's about to go down with that. Okay. Then on the other side, you see Max. Uh, he's yelling more of his what would you call it, Andrew?
Rhetoric.
Rhetoric.
Proclamations.
Right. Proclamations
Gospel.
right. Gospel. There you go. His gospel, girding his loins, and you see his massive weapon. He's bringing that to bear, and then there's Barry. What's he doing?
Barry is currently he's gonna slowly make his approach, and just try and take a giant swipe at one of them real quick.
Okay, you're doing a drive-by with a paw?
Yeah,
More or
pretty
less?
much.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, that's fine. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna do the initial round of combat just to get you guys going, and then Dave, we're gonna come back to Nathan and have his next scene, so I can add some more. I can ramp up the drama here since we're getting close time-wise. Okay. All right.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. So Andrew, you were the first one to pretty much declare what you were going to do. So you can perform your action first if you want.
Okay, can I use more than one advantage?
As many fate points as you have, unless they're free. Yes, you can. Yeah.
'Cause I got
Some may have free invokes, and if it's not your advantage, if you didn't create it, then you say, hey, can I use a free invoke? And the other player may go, heck no, I need it. And you say, okay, I'll spend a fate point. That's how it works.
Okay.
So go for it.
Alright, so I'm going to shoot who I presume to be the leader, the guy with the two badass caps.
They're not that badass.
I'm going to use I can see shit at night.
Mm-hmm.
You see my eyes glow green and I scan the area creating this intensive image.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use my god speaks louder than your god, and I scream that as I fire off a blast and my gun shows its teeth.
Okay, there you go. All right, so are those free invokes, or do you have to pay for any of those?
They're both free.
All right, okay, so just check off that you spent, one free each, and I think you got one left each on those, and that'll give you +4 to your roll. Okay, so make sure you're rolling the,
but just make sure, remember, when you get the +4, that you're adding that after the roll. So you're basically rolling your normal roll, and then whatever the result comes out to be, you move that up the ladder +4.
I was mistaken because I told him the other. Okay.
It's a +6.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. That's your total.
Yep.
Okay, so that's fantastic. Okay. Your target number was only good, which was +3. So you succeed with style. Okay. So you got fantastic. Okay, so that's 3 over. And then what's the damage of your weapon?
Okay, the damage of my weapon is 2.
Okay, so that's 5 shifts. All right.
Okay.
So
I want to
ahead.
get rid of one of the shifts, Dave, to create a boon.
Okay, a boost. Okay, yep.
A boost.
Yep.
And that's like creating an aspect, right, or an advantage.
A temporary one. Yeah, it'll last for just your next turn. Yep, and then it goes away. Yep.
The advantage I want to create is cut the head off the snake and the body goes limp.
Okay. All right. Okay. And okay, that's fine. All right. I want to see how it comes into play, but that's good. Okay. That's good. You got it down perfectly. So you guys see that Max just lays into he does the lead hose thing with his weapon, and you see that especially the initial Outlander that he targeted, his torso more or less just disintegrates. Okay, and the sharpened discs that were in his hands fall to the ground, and he falls face forward. Okay,
I just got to know, was that 22s?
Yeah, they were,
25.
man, chromed up. Because you know chrome hurts.
Spinners.
That was his aspect that he didn't get to use against you guys. Chrome
They were
hurts.
his spinners. You were going to spin them around.
Right. Okay, Sam, you're up next. So you said you wanted to swipe at one of the Outlanders?
Yep.
Okay. Did you want to try to use any of the aspects that are floating around for a bonus, or what? You got any fate points left, or no? No.
No, I don't actually.
Okay.
But I'm going to use the surprise thing.
And that's the last one. So basically, surprise will be over at that point. So
Okay.
not
All
a
right.
problem. And then also, Sam, you could use suppressive fire since they're reacting to the suppressive fire. That could put you in a better position to hit. I got 2 invokes of those, so you could use one of those if you want.
Okay. I'll use one of those as well then.
Okay.
So that'll be a +6 then.
+4.
Okay, so the target number +4, target number is 3. You need good or better.
Okay, what do we got? We got a great roll.
See, when you guys roll that way and you add the +4 into the actual roll, you're not getting the full benefit of it. That's a static. The +2 is a static. It's not part of the randomization. So you just roll your normal skill, and then like what's your shoot skill or your
His fight is fair +2.
Okay, so you would just roll the fair and get whatever you get, and then move it up the ladder.
Sam was disconnected when we were mentioning it before.
Okay.
So go ahead and re-roll, Sam. Roll
Sorry.
your fight, then add +4 to that. No, it's my fault because I was telling you
So
guys.
you see how it's average. So now you move it up 4.
To
superb.
superb.
Yeah, there you go. Much better. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. All right. So you would take that guy down.
Good
So
job.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm running on all fours, and just out of nowhere, I just run past this guy and knock him across the battlefield.
Okay.
I thought you were a techie.
All right, you're right. He's a mutant bear techie. It's the difference.
Right.
So he kind of slaps him just like he was slapping a beehive off a tree to get something to eat, and the guy goes somersaulting backwards into a bunch of the other Outlanders. Okay, Jim, it's your action.
All right. If I shoot, I'm going to lose suppressive fire, right?
Yes,
because
that's
I will
true.
no longer be firing suppressively. So, how many are left?
1, 2, 3 left.
Okay. I am going to. All right. I'm going to stop. Are they under the? Are we under the bridge, or we're on top, right?
No. You guys are on top
Yeah.
of the. What am I trying to say? The.
Yeah, on top of the dam.
Wow.
Right there.
Thank you. Yeah. Ooh, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Just in the shadow of the radar tower. You guys are right there almost.
Okay. I am going to move. Who hasn't acted?
Robert's after you. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to move over by Robert and maintain my suppressive fire to assist him in his action, and I'll turn it over to.
Okay.
T1.
To Ti.
Or Ti. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay, Rob.
Okay, so he's giving me advantage with suppressive fire, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yep.
And I did my guided by lasers.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that? That's a plus
+4 right there. Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna turn on my vibro blade, and I'm gonna try to take out 3 at once.
Okay. All right. So you go ahead and roll your fight skill, and then you're gonna add 4 to that. But your target number is gonna be a little bit higher. So instead of you needing a good result, which is +3, you're gonna need a superb result at +5 to get all of them.
Okay.
Okay, so go
You
ahead.
can do it.
You can do
I can do it.
it.
Oh yeah. So add. I got. Oh, you can't see it.
No.
7. I got
Okay, all right,
7.
so you do it. Okay, all right, so you definitely did it. Okay, so that's 2 above. So what's your sword, or you got your vibro sword on now, right?
Yes, it's
So I
on.
think it's 3, right? I think that's plus 3. So I think you do 5 shifts of damage to those guys, and you guys you take them. So how does it look when you slice through them?
Okay. So like I said, you see the little laser level kind of come out through my vision. My vibro blade lines up perfectly with the line, and I kind of fly over the ground. I don't even step. It's kind of like a anime movie or something, just right across with my sword out in one swing. I hit the first one when it's kind of in the back position, the next one when it's in the front position, and the last one when it's in the end. And after I catch all of them, and all their bodies are sliced in half, and it flops to the ground. I take it and I sling it back this way to sling all their blood off of it and turn it off.
Like
Throw it back
butter,
to me.
just like butter.
In slow motion, of course.
Of course.
Okay, all right, okay. So after that almost poetic display of violence there, um, you guys see that there are other of the Outlanders further down by the shanty area, amassing to move your way, and you guys actually hear the rumble of machinery, and you guys can see that through all the kind of bodies, or not bodies, but figures running back and forth, there appears to be some type of armored vehicle that is slowly coming into view, moving your way. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to Dave. Okay, because he's been patient. Okay, all right, Dave. All right. So now Nathan is slowly and cautiously making his way up the stairs. And you can kind of hear footsteps kind of in the floor above you. As obviously those guys up there are getting wind of something going on. Okay. Um, so you hear like a lot of footsteps going back and forth, and kind of like some panicky voices, kind of filtering down from up above. As you get to the top of the stair, you see that there is a figure who is standing in front of a large kind of apparatus of some sort, okay, with lots of pretty but ominously pretty flashing lights on it, and uh, sitting in a chair kind of to his left is a woman, actually wearing, we'll just say to make it easy, kind of like a dingy, kind of faded lab coat of sorts. I can't. Your mic's muted on your actual mic, Dave. This. No. Yep. Oh, I thought I heard you. You must have hit something because you were good before. Nah, I don't. It's not Hangouts. It's got to be. Do you have like an actual physical mute on your mic itself? Didn't pull a plug out or anything when you leaned back, did you?
I'm gonna create the aspect. Fix your shit.
There you go. It worked because I heard
Good.
you.
All right.
Okay.
So
There you go. Thank you, Andrew.
your aspect worked.
You get a fate point for that. Okay, cool.
So how many figures are there?
You see one who's standing there, and as his his back is turned to you, you see that this guy is fairly massive. You know, you see like massive shoulders and muscle-laden arms. You know, and he's got on like it looks like kind of like a ragged uh, 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 cloak of some sort. Apparently, he must think he's some kind of monarch or something. As the light from like some of the we'll say there's like kind of like a couple of torches in here, you know. As the light kind of shifts and flickers from the torchlight, you see that this guy is wearing one of those. You remember? I can't think of the guy's name, but he was in the Mad Max movie where he wore the hockey mask, you know.
Mhm.
And you could tell by the back of his skull that he suffered some kind of severe trauma, as the flesh is really like mutilated looking and stuff. Like maybe it's been burnt or something. Okay, and he's got his arms folded there, and he's you can kind of hear his muffled voice as he's talking to the woman.
So are they actually on the roof?
You are the roof is right above you. You're on the top level.
Okay, the top. Okay.
And it looks like, from what you can tell, all of the machinery and everything in here is related to the dish itself.
Okay. So, this guy is probably going to be kind of tough.
I would hope so.
Is what I'm thinking. But that being said, I'm just going to start laying shots down on him.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. All right. Any aspects you want to invoke or anything to kind of aid you in this? I don't know how many fate points you got left.
I think I have. We started with 2, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I have the 2 that are left.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to invoke my psychic soldier.
Okay. Or
Aspect.
let me ask: do you want to use this action to create an advantage, possibly?
Since he doesn't seem to know that I'm there.
There you go.
You know what? I'm going to actually, instead of taking a shot at him,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kind of like mentally probe him and use my
Hey,
mind, use my mind as a weapon to
Mhm.
actually key my mind knife to him specifically.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Now, what do you think that's going to do? How's that going to help you out?
So this way, normally I'm just smacking people with my mind, basically.
Mhm.
But when I actually key it to them, I'm I'm hitting them with my mind like I normally would, but I'm also turning their own mind against them.
Okay. So what's the advantage going to be called then?
Your worst fear.
Okay. All right. So your worst fear. Okay. So you'll have a target number of actually you'll have a target number of 4 plus 4, which is great. As you
Okay.
kind of reach out gently with your mind to kind of touch this guy's mind, you can tell that he's very strong-willed. So it's not going to
Okay.
be easy to do that. But go ahead. You have a target. I'm sorry, Dave. You have a target number of still plus 2. I'm sorry, to create your advantage. So go ahead.
Okay.
So you'll roll your psychic skill, and then you'll
Mhm.
add. I'm sorry. You roll your psychic skill, and you have a plus 2 target number for that.
Actually, I have a legendary.
Really?
I rolled
Wow.
4 pluses.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you have succeeded with style. So you have your aspect or your advantage has 2 free invokes on it. Okay. So make sure you got it written down, and you got two freebies next to it. Okay. So if you want to keep using it, you'll have to, after you use up the 2, you'll have to pay for it. Okay. All right. So that
Okay,
was your.
sounds good.
Okay, so that was your action. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we see what Dave's up against. All right, so back to the guys outside. Okay. All right. So you guys hear a low rumble, and in the distance, moving slowly towards you guys, is what looks like some type of mechanized amalgamation. You know, it's got like the treads on the front of it. The treads have like these huge like spikes embedded in them, and it's like tearing up the concrete of the dam as it rolls over its surface. Okay. In the front of it, you guys see like twin barrels, and they're beginning to softly glow as this thing appears to be charging up to do something. What do you guys want to do?
Barry wants to say, who has the bomb? Where's the bomb? It needs to be on that thing now.
Okay.
The bomb got deployed, right?
Since Nathan is kind of in the middle of something, you guys don't get a response from him, definitely.
Okay. I want to create an advantage. Machines have off switches.
Damn you. Okay. Okay. What skill do you think would work to do that? Would make sense to do that?
I want to use notice to investigate it.
Okay, so that implies that you think you know what the off switch might be then, right?
Yep. So I'd be looking for something I would think is an off switch.
Okay, all right. So you see, before you even roll your advantage, you see that huddled behind a low barrier, I guess, kind of like on top of this machine, you see that there are two guys up there, all right? And each of them, they're both wearing these super huge dark goggle protective like glasses, you know, and they've got some kind of like heavy leather hoods on and big heavy leather mitts. Okay, so you do notice that.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so go ahead and roll to create your advantage then. Target number is +2.
I got a 1. I'm going to use a fate point to reroll that.
To reroll? Okay. All right.
Yep. I got a great, so +4.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Okay. So you got a great. Your target number was fair, so you beat it by 2, so that's a regular success. So you've got 1 free invoke on that. Okay.
All right, awesome. Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sam.
Yep.
Actually,
Oh, wait a second, Dave. I actually
What?
didn't get that. I think I rolled twice.
Okay. So what do you think? What do you get?
I'm going to take the worst of the two, to be fair. It'll be a fail.
Okay. All right. So, so there's okay. So, so was that with your fate point spent or not, or what?
With the fate point spent.
Really?
Still
Okay. So
fail.
your reroll wasn't any good, is what you're saying. Okay. All right. Okay. So you fail. Okay. So you fail to create it. Okay. All right. With narrative consequence. All right. So I'll let you know what the consequence is in a minute. Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do then is I'll let you guys basically declare what you want to do, if you guys want to make any new advantages or whatever, and then after that we'll actually initiate the combat all together. So Dave, you'll be in combat too. You know, we'll all do it together, so that way it'll be easier to control. So Sam, Barry sees
Yep.
this tank thing slowly rolling towards you guys. What does he want to do? Does he want to do anything before
Yep.
the battle starts?
He wants to create an advantage using collateral damage as the kind of basis for it,
Yeah.
and I'll use physique to create it.
Okay, so
Basically, it's called the advantage is called collateral damage.
you still there? Okay, you're breaking up really bad.
Let me try turning my bandwidth down.
Okay, let's try that.
Can you hear me any better now?
Okay, you sound okay. All right, so now your collateral damage is a stunt normally, so you would
Okay.
do that during combat. So do you want to create an advantage, or you just want to use that during the combat?
Basically, I'm creating a kind of an advantage based off of that. I'm not actually doing it yet.
Okay.
Using the tank in my physique.
Okay. So what do you want this advantage to do for you? What are you trying to accomplish?
I'm using my physique to set up for collateral damage to go off during combat. Does that make any sense?
No, that's what I'm trying to talk you through it. So your physique is pretty much how tough you are. Okay, it's kind of a combination between your tough, your guts, and your strength kind of combined.
Okay.
So using your strength and and Barry's toughness combined, what are you trying to? What do you what's the advantage? What do you really want to do with that? Are you gonna run up and bash the tank with your body? Are you gonna charge it, and grapple it, or I mean, what are you trying to do?
Redirection. Redirect the tank's weapon at the people controlling it, apparently.
Okay, so so does that mean that you're gonna? Huh?
I'm trying to explain it.
Well, you just need to. It's pretty. You just need to kind of say what do you want to do? Okay, you want to direct you want to redirect the tank's damage back to it, but how do you see that happening? Do you reflect it with the mirror? Do you bend one of the turrets back so that it shoots back? Do you plug a turret up? What do you know what I mean?
I'm bending the barrels towards them.
Oh my God! Okay, all right, okay, fair enough then. Okay, I know, impressive, right? Barry might have rabies now. Look out! Okay, okay, all right, okay. So now, if that's what you want to do, that's your action that you actually want to do next turn is run up to that tank and actually physically grapple with it. So the advantage that you want to create in order to help you do that. Would be what? You could, let me see if I can help, and you guys can please give them suggestions, guys.
Freak of nature.
Okay, that's fine.
Freak of nature.
That's fine. Okay. Well, that's an aspect, so you can invoke that in order to give you a +2.
Nature's fury.
There. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you can do that.
Nature's fury.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
And also remember, Sam, that your aspect, your situational aspect that you create through advantage, can't completely be out of the realm of possibility for whatever it is that you're doing it to. That's a tank. Right. So it's a tank. So you would have to assess whether or not your guy has the capability to bend the turret of a tank backwards in the first place. I don't know how strong he is. Is there anything in your aspects that show that you're super strong?
Super strength, yeah.
Like.
No, but I do have the mutant thing going on. So mutant bear guy.
So you could kind of imply that being a freak of nature or being a hyper-intelligent mutant would give you the strength to be able to bend, a turret.
And the toughness and the natural, overall.
I mean, that's fine. I will allow you to attempt it. It'll be hard. It will be very hard to do.
Okay.
It'll be very hard to do. But the fact that you are a mutant, we can say that. It's possible within the realm of the fantastic that you may be able to do it. So I will, now if you were to say that I want to leap over the edge and fly, down to the coast, then we would say, okay, well, there's nothing really in any of your aspects that imply that you would have that ability. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And then by David saying that it's going to be very difficult, it might be worth it to create an advantage that will help you in creating that advantage next round. So maybe you can find a fulcrum that will help you, twist it or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is
so then
because remember, Barry's strongest talents are his son. Exactly. Yeah. He just happens to be a bear secondly, but his strongest talents are his mental ones.
And if you look at like Robert, what's your guy's his high concept? It's surgically super soldier or something like that.
Yes, super
So,
soldier.
so I think that would have a lot more gravity and bending and steel thing back. If
But wait a minute, can I give him a suggestion?
Yeah, that's what I said. Please do.
Since you're a super scientist, you would realize that these guns are heating up, and they're metal, and metal bends easily when it's heated.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's good. So what would the advantage be, Robert? You have an idea?
I don't know what his
Well, going off just what you said, what do you think a good advantage maybe how it could be worded in order to
like an aspect
yeah, yep.
bendable at 750 degrees. You know, bendable at 200 degrees or something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking something about bending spoons.
If you can't stand the heat, don't play with fire.
There you go. I mean, so
metal is malleable.
There you go.
But
so
isn't that contingent upon them having to fire first? So you have to wait for them to fire?
Well, I already told them that the glow.
It's heating up, right?
Yes, I already said that. So this is the good, once again, this is a good exercise so you guys can kind of see, that's kind of how the logic of the mechanics of the narration go, It just has to make sense within what's happening, And you don't want to overthink it, but it just has to make sense, And then everybody here at the table, so to speak, the virtual table, is in agreement with it. If there's something that somebody kind of tries to pull out their butt that just doesn't make any sense, we can go, no, that doesn't make any sense. But the best thing to do is to give the player suggestions to try to help them, help them work it out. So, all right, so there you go. Okay, so with that being said, Sam, what skill do you want to use to figure this, to make that, create that advantage?
I'll use. Actually, that's more of a technical and science thing, so it can fall into either one. I'll let you make a call on that.
It's not my character, but
I'll do science then.
There you go. Thank you. Good call. Okay, all right. So target number 2.
I got a great result.
Okay, all right. So cool. So you actually do it. So you get 1 free invoke on that. Okay, so scribble that down somewhere so you can remember it. And you get 1 freebie on there, okay? And because, let's see here. No, okay, all right, never mind. I was looking for something to compel, but I don't see anything yet, so you're good. Okay, all right. So, Jim.
Yeah.
Anything you want to do before actual combat?
Well, I was going to fire a missile, but once I saw Sam run and mount the tank, I don't think that'll be a good idea. So what I am going to do is, it's not moving, is it?
It's rumbling towards you guys.
It is. Okay. Yeah. What kind of terrain is
concrete? You guys are on top of the dam, so it's concrete, just crumbling, deteriorating concrete. So there could be an environmental aspect called unstable surface.
So creating an aspect called crater created by my missiles would not be the best thing to do, as we would all fall down.
Probably.
Okay. I'm going to wait until I see until Sam is able to get clear.
Okay, all right, okay. Robert, you got anything you want to do before combat gets going here?
I want to create guns don't kill people, cyborgs do.
Okay.
And
all right. Okay.
And I want to use my super soldier. Actually, you know what? I still have 1 more of my guided by lasers, so I'm gonna let that go. But it'll be a long distance. It'll be a shot this time.
Okay, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
That's what I'm gonna use it for.
Okay. All right. Don't have a problem with that. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're gonna start combat. All right. And just because of time constraints, guys, we'll finish this part off, and then just so you guys know, and then we'll wrap it up because it's getting kind of late. So, um, who wants to? Actually, you know what? Let's let Dave go first since he's kind of by himself, and then we'll just go left to right. Actually, I'll start with Andrew, and then you guys can call out the initiative after that, okay? But I'll start with Dave just to get him going. So, okay, Dave. So it's your action. This guy hasn't noticed you yet, okay? And you see he starts to menacingly move towards the researcher chick, okay? And you can kind of see that he's got these huge, heavy Gene Simmons like boots on, Kiss boots on, And as he walks, like little like clouds of like dust kind of puff up with each heavy, thunderous, kind of footstep as he kind of walks over towards her, and he's kind of rubbing his two hands together, like, yeah, I'm about to do some damage. All right. So what do you want to do?
Okay, so I shoot from the darkness, basically doing a flying Superman punch, but I totally do the Psylocke blade right into the back of his skull, and I'm going to invoke your greatest fear is my greatest weapon.
Okay.
And I'm also going to fate point that. If you can use more than one invoke, I'm blowing everything I can at once.
Okay. All right. Okay. So he's got a here. Let me double check here. Particularly, is a psychic power direct assault. When you make a successful mental attack using your psychic power, you gain. Okay. All right. So he's got a target number of 4. Okay. +4.
And am I attacking with fight or?
You are attacking with your psychic.
Okay.
Because it's still a psychic power ultimately. You're just kind of adding flair to it, but ultimately you're attacking with your mind knife. Okay.
Okay. So.
All right.
So can I blow all the invokes at once?
Yes, you can. So what you want to do is you want to roll your psychic ability and then add all these to that after the roll. And then tell me what you
so that is a legendary.
Wow. Okay. All right. So you end piece of flair. You end up doing 1, 2, 3, 4 points +2 because it's your mind knife. Okay, to the damage. Yep. Okay.
Sounds painful.
All right. So as your mind knife penetrates the back of this guy's head, okay, you kind of feel actually that it begins to slide through, and then it hits something like there's armor underneath there in there somewhere, and your knife kind of hits it and then is kind of rebuked. It bounces out. Okay? The guy screams and grabs his head with both hands, in pain. Okay? And you feel this, the empathetic wave, you feel the pain come off of him, but he's not down for the count yet.
Oh, crap.
Okay? That was a good hit, though. Okay.
That was my best shot. That's not good.
Okay, all right, Andrew. So back to outside, all right? So the tank is rumbling, and you see Barry the bear on all fours charging towards it, growling.
Not knowing the plight of my failure, I think I identify a way to shut the machine down. You see my cape fly as I run over the ledge and jump at its side, pulling for wires.
Okay, all right, okay. What you can do is you can roll a technical skill, which would be at, I think, 0 for you. Okay? So it would actually, all the other skills basically are at mediocre that aren't in your skill pyramid, guys, just so you know. Okay? So it is a +0 skill for you. So we're going to say that you are going to make a roll to, actually, you know what? Let me back up. Because you failed to make that advantage with narrative consequences, we're going to say this happens. Max leaps over and snatches open just a random panel and begins to, pull away at the innards of this tank. and you see that the guns, the double guns, fire prematurely. Okay, that's the narrative consequence. All right.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So Sam, you're up.
Okay. So the gun was fired. Where'd they fire at?
The twin guns arc fire flame coming out of their the turrets, and it's going towards your friends.
Oh damn. Okay, well I'm gonna go ahead and still try and do what I was doing before.
Yeah, I didn't think you were gonna change your action.
No.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So you are trying to, by strength of body and mind, trying to bend one of the turrets. So Barry grabs one of the turrets in both of his muscled arms and begins to strain. So it's going to be a physique roll. Okay. And you are going to need a target number of +6. Now remember, you have, is it 1 or 2 free invokes of your advantage you created?
Just one, and I'm going to go ahead and use that.
Okay.
So that
because you don't have any fate points,
succeed.
right? You don't have any fate points, right?
Right.
Okay. All right.
But that's going to give me just enough.
Okay. All right. Okay. So remember, just roll the physique and then add the bonus after you roll.
Yeah, I've rolled it. I got a great, and then added 2 to that, so that gives me the 6
so
that I
you
needed.
tied. Okay. So with a tie, you succeed with a minor cost. Okay. So explain what happens.
Reaching for this hot barrel of this hot.
And that's the minor cost that's going to come up. You got it. Okay.
Okay. I'll take burn damage, potential burn damage.
Well, tell me about the grabbing of the turret.
Okay, as I grab it, it's really, really hot, but I'm gonna hold on to this thing anyways and still barely manage to bend it back and aim it towards the enemy that was controlling it.
Okay, so you guys see Barry, and actually you guys can hear him in your minds. All of you guys can hear this as he's just straining, and amazingly, you see that the red hot barrel, which seems to be slowly moving under duress. He's bending it up and over back towards the surprised faces of the 2 operators that were standing there. And you guys actually, Max, you can see and smell burnt fur. Okay, as his flesh is starting to sizzle. But because Barry won't give in easily, there's your fate point. He hangs on and keeps going. So you'll take Sam. What you'll do is you'll take 2. Actually no, you're gonna take a consequence. Okay. So you see at the bottom of your character sheet.
Yep.
You'll see that you have 3 consequences there. You're gonna take a. I'll give you actually a moderate consequence for that, because that's pretty ridiculous. Okay. So you can say singed flesh. You can write that on your paper or whatever you got there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So what that means is that that's basically like an aspect that Barry now has on him, and that I can compel that for basically bad stuff to happen. All right. I lost you. What'd you say?
Singed flesh. I got it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, Jim.
Okay. I am going to. Is it still moving?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's still coming. It hasn't stopped yet.
All right. I am going to fire my left arm thumper. It's kind of like an auto shotgun at the treads, and I'm going to try to put a. And I'm just going to try to damage it.
Okay, so if you guys can imagine, all this is almost basically happening simultaneously, So the turrets have fired, okay? So you can like hear the whistle of some ordnance incoming, okay? and you ready your arm and you aim and fire at the treads.
All right.
Target number is 2. Fair.
Okay.
Is there anything I missed explaining about the consequences, Jim, that these guys need to know?
Probably. I don't know.
Okay, it didn't sound like it. Okay, all right.
All right.
Okay.
So great. So I got a 1 over. So.
Yeah, 2 over was fair.
Oh, it was fair. Okay.
Yep.
So 2 over.
Okay.
All right. So I do 2 shifts.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. You see that you can see the not flechettes, but the almost like ball bearing sized ordnance, that bursts out of your thumper. It kind of ricochets and almost like embeds into the soft armor and treading of the tank, but it doesn't seem to do any major damage to it. Okay. All right. Okay, Robert.
All right. So yeah. So the 2 guys jumped off that after he pointed the guns
Nah,
at
they
them.
didn't jump off yet. Nope, not yet. They haven't acted yet.
Okay.
But you can hear the whistle of the incoming coming towards you guys. It fired.
All right. Well, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run up to it and use my guided by lasers. Try to split it up the middle. The tank.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Okay, all right. Okay. So your target number to hit is fair, +2. It's not hard to hit. It's just hard to stop. Okay. That's one of its aspects.
I got a stunt for that.
Okay. All right. So remember, roll your. You're using your vibro sword.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and make your fight roll, and then add everything after your roll.
All right.
It's one of my aspects. I have a stunt for that.
You're right.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. What you gotta do? Reroll.
Let's see. We'll see my additions. So that would be a 1, 2. Man. Oh, that's a +4 to attack. So that doesn't go with the roll. That would be against damage. Oh wow. Yeah. I got a 0.
Okay. So you want to spend? Do you have any fate points left?
Oh yeah, I got 1.
Okay.
But
Do you want to reroll?
yes.
Okay.
Let's try that again. Ooh. All right. I got fantastic.
Okay. All right.
Fantastic.
So 1, 2, 3. So okay. So that's actually success with style. Okay. So you do 4 base damage plus 3 from your vibroblade, right?
Yep.
And then wow. Okay. And go ahead.
Then I have where is it at? I have physique pile driver, and that's
Is that a stunt?
yeah.
Okay.
You add +4 to your attacks with physique against inanimate objects.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Does that cost a fate point?
Doesn't say, but it's under my stunts.
Which one
So
is it?
It's called pile
Alright.
driver.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, nope, there it is. Okay. Yep, because it's inanimate targets. Okay. All right. So you do hellacious damage to this thing. Okay. So describe it. Describe what you do.
Okay. So yeah, I'm running up to it like and I kind of put my sword on the ground and you can see like the dust just like as it's like scraping the ground, and I come up with like an upswing and I catch it up underneath it, and I keep my body behind the blade as it splits the entire thing, as it makes like a way like Moses parts the Red Sea for my body to make it through, as my sword cuts through the pretty much the whole front of this vehicle.
Okay. All right. Okay. So the thick armor of this tank it is impressive, but it's not. It can't stop the might of TI-57. And you guys basically see the front engine of this thing just like fall out, like it just gave like birth or whatever. It just
Oh wow.
splats out and oil, and you guys smell, fuel and everything, and it's just like smoke begins to like billow everywhere. But okay, as TI-57 yeah, as TI-57 runs in, just before you guys see his vibro blade spark and connect with the front of this tank, the ground around the rest of you guys erupts. Okay, so actually, the only one who's gonna take this is Jim Laszlo. Everybody else, 1, 2, 3 guys ran up to the tank to engage. So let's see here. Let me make my roll. And I don't know why you guys can't see this, but I don't know what the problem is. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, this isn't good. Okay. All right. So
It rarely
Jim,
is.
huh?
And it rarely is.
I know it rarely is. Laszlo can almost like see the air in front of his eyes just like begin to like crackle with heat, and almost you can kind of just like feel the air around you just like heat up, just like almost as if the molecules of the very air around you catches fire.
Okay, I'll put like a plasma,
Mm-hmm.
like superheated plasma.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I will kind of bring the exosuit, the rear, kind of turn my back to it as much as possible to kind of shield myself.
Kind of turtle up.
Yeah, so that it takes the brunt.
Okay, so what is the does it have damage reduction?
No, it has 4 physical stress boxes though.
Okay, all right, okay. So that takes off from whatever damage that you would take, right? So, and actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so 2 shifts coming your way. It's
Okay,
through.
so it takes. So how much damage do I take total?
You took fantastic total, and it
Okay,
absorbed 4 of that.
So I'll apply 4, the 4 box,
Mm-hmm.
and that leaves 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a 2 box. Okay.
Oh, okay, you're right. Yep. Okay.
So,
All right. So how does that affect Laszlo when that happens?
well, it heats everything up around him as he yells out from the heat. He's not burned, but he's highly singed, and he's going to kind of put his piloting into full gear to get out of the area.
The area? Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Okay. So all you guys have gone. Okay, so now what remains of my bad guys can go. Okay, we're going last. So Dave, this guy who we're gonna call Megamind, he he whips around, and you see the eyes, the bottomless pits that are the eyes in this stark white hockey mask of his. They set upon you, okay? And you see he reaches out with one of his massive hands and basically attempts to just lay you low, okay? And you hear him mumble under his mask, "You fool! There's no way that you can stop me." Okay, that was my villain voice, guys. All right, so what is your fight skill?
Ooh, that's not good. That's a 1 average.
Oh boy. Okay, that's right. You're a stealthy guy. Okay. All right. So okay. So he gives you a bitch slap and ends up with a, oh my gosh. Okay. So he ends up with a oh wow, a +6, a fantastic result. Okay, So, does your armor have any damage reduction?
2.
Okay, so 4 shifts of damage are coming your way. Okay, so the way this works is, and I always get confused, Jim, so correct me. You've got let me look at your sheet, Dave. Hang on. Okay. So you've got you have 2 boxes of physical stress, which is right for an ordinary human being. Okay.
Okay.
So now, Jim, is it correct that he can put? Well, he's got 4 shifts coming in at him. So can any of that physical stress be added or used up by his physique, or does it go to a 4 consequence immediately?
He can use, okay, so each box counts off as 1. So there's 1 and 2. Don't
Right.
think of it as 2 points. Think of it as 1 box has 1 point and the second box has 2 points. So
Okay,
if you're
right.
taking 4 boxes, you can strike off only 1 stress box per action. So in this case, you would strike off the 2, which would reduce the damage to from 4 down to 2.
Okay.
So then you would have to take a consequence.
Okay. So you have to use your stress boxes first before you start using consequences.
You don't have to use any stress. I mean, he could go right to a consequence if he so chose.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But the consequences, once you take so many consequences, that's
You're
when
out.
you get taken out.
Yeah, you're out.
Or
Yeah.
die or whatever.
All right. Okay. So the idea, I guess, is that you want to hopefully allow your physical or your mental stress to take up the damage first, because your consequences, once you start getting in the consequences, that's really like your, that's the meat.
You're on the way out.
Yeah. So the 1 box is 1 point of stress. The 2 box equals 2 stress, right, Jim?
Okay.
Yes.
And then the 2 consequence box equals 2 stress. The 4 consequence box, okay, you get it. So you can divide that as you will. Now, if you were to say, screw it, Dave, I want to put it all in my moderate consequence, my 4 consequence, I would say that your consequence is going to be called, maybe I'd say something like busted jaw or something like that, And then what would happen is that because you have that aspect on Nathan called busted jaw, I can invoke that, to give my bad guys an advantage. So maybe the next time he swings at you, I say, okay, I'm going to invoke your busted jaw, and that's going to give me a +2 to my action, because maybe you don't move as quickly as you would normally because you're hurt. So that's why consequences are bad.
Right. So if I take the 4 stress boxes, do I even have 4 stress boxes?
No, you don't. You only have 2.
Yeah.
You only have the number 1 and the number 2. That's it.
Which gives me like 3?
Yes.
Is that how that works?
Yes.
And then so I would take 1 minor consequence? Is that what it would be? Or?
Yep.
Okay. So I guess that's what I have to do.
Okay, all right, okay. So now any other damage that you take from now on is going to go straight to consequences.
Right.
Okay, all right, as long as you understand. Okay, all right.
Well, no,
okay.
he would still have the 1 box.
He's got the 2, which will take 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the 1.
You could only use 1 stress box.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So it would go stress box, consequence.
Right. So you would use your highest stress box to drop it down as much as possible.
Okay, that's right. Okay. All right. Okay. So his number 2 stress box is gone, and then he'll take a mild consequence. And we'll call it, since it's a mild consequence, we'll call it ringing ears.
You rung your bell.
Yeah, we'll call it rung bell. That's what we'll call it. Okay.
And not in a good way.
And not in a good way. Okay. All right. Thank you, Jim. So then back to outside. The 2 operators of the plasma tank, which just got destroyed courtesy of TI-57, they leap off, of course, in a panic and start to run away. And you guys actually see that the tank itself appears to be about to explode. Okay, so that's actually going to be my action for the villains on that turn. So Dave, let's take care of you again first. So your action. Okay. Let me put this out there. So as Nathan actually got struck so hard that he actually fell to his hands and knees, and as you look up, you can see the researcher standing or sitting there with a white knuckle grip, on the rails of the handrails of the chair, as her mouth is kind of like a gape and her eyes really wide looking at you, and you can see she mouths kind of like, get up, damn you. Okay, so your action.
All right. Well, from the kneeling position, I'll roll to my feet, draw my vibro blade, flip it on, and try and sheath it in him.
Oh, doesn't sound too.
That's a good place to put it. Okay. All right. So you're gonna roll your fight versus his fight. Okay. And his fight is 4.
Ooh, this is gonna be brutal.
Okay, so you have a target number of 4 plus 4. Anything you want to? Do you still have?
I've got nothing.
Okay, all right, all right, okay.
So that is a fair +2.
Okay, do you have any fate points left?
I do not. I have nothing.
Okay, all right, okay. So you failed by 2. Okay, and when you fail by 2 in an attack, you don't cause any damage, and you may have consequences from your targets succeeding on the defend action. So let me, I did forget that was an opposed roll. So actually, you have a fair. No, but that's right. It's from your position. Okay. So you failed. Okay. All right. Okay. So I can do that. Okay. All right. So what happens is you jab your vibroblade at him, and he seems almost effortlessly to kind of just parry you off with his heavy gauntlets. Okay. All right. Andrew.
Maxon reels around, lifts up his left hand and lowers his gun on top of it, and says, or actually he doesn't say anything, I'm going to be consumed by revenge though. And I'm not gonna let these pilots run away so easily. I'm gonna fucking wing one.
I am going to compel your leave nothing to chance again. And since you have heard nothing from Nathan, you think it will be wise for you to make sure that the mission succeeds in its initial purpose. How's that sound?
Alright, I'll take it. As I have it aimed at him, I'm like, bless, there's no time. And I take it back and just run at Dave's position.
Okay, all right, Sam.
Having taken burn damage for pretty much nothing, Barry's gonna make his way slowly inside the
inside the building.
Inside the building. Thank you.
Damn.
Okay.
And friends to the end.
Okay, don't sound so bad about it. You just bent a tank turret in your bare hands, man. What are you talking about? Okay, Jim.
All right, so I retreat back, and it's obvious that my weapons, well, I mean, there's nothing to do there. I'm going to try to raise Nathan on my communication.
Okay, you thumb the radio, okay, and you hear a woman's terror-filled screams, and you can hear Nathan's heavy breathing in the radio.
We have no time for that.
And the
maybe some of his teeth hitting the ground.
And like the scuffle of what you can only assume to be combat.
Okay, I'm like, sit rep, sit rep.
You can say something if you want to, Dave. I don't mind.
It's not looking good, but I found the scientist. Get in here. Get her out.
All right, I'll ping his location and
Okay,
use my.
he's on the top. He's on the top floor of the just below the roof.
Okay, I'll begin to move in that direction.
Okay, is there any way that you can expedite yourself up there?
I can redirect my energies to the thrusters and do like a jump.
Okay, that's probably wise. Okay.
Oh, basically it's an athletics check, but I'm using my drive instead of
Okay.
doing a jump. So
Okay.
here we go.
That's fine. All right. Okay. So that was all of you guys. Okay. So now and I keep changing this guy's name. Now he's Master Blaster. So he he turns to Nathan and he's gonna grab you by the throat and pick you up and bring you to his eye level. So he's going to do an athletics roll against your either your fight or your athletics if you want, Dave. Whatever is better or whatever.
They're actually the same.
Okay. All right.
So I guess it won't matter.
Okay. So what do I need?
It's a 1.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. So I got I ended up getting a 2. All right. So I succeed by 1. So he grabs Nathan by the front of his stealth or his camouflage suit and brings your face up eye to eye with his, and even through the hockey mask, you can still get a unfortunate whiff of his fetid breath or fetid, and his eyes look into yours, his bloodshot eyes look into yours, and he says, "Who are you? What are you doing here?"
Come for the scientist, and we're taking her out of here one way or another. I drape I figure physically it's futile, so I drape my arm with the bomb around him, so that the bomb is pressed against the back of his head, and I pull out the detonator in my other hand. So one way or another, you're not leaving here alive.
Ah, sweet. Okay. All right, that's good. Okay, I'll give you a fate point for that. Okay.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Right, dead or alive, you're coming with me. Okay, all right, Andrew.
All right, how far did I make it?
You're inside the building and you're pounding up the stairs, and you see that there appears to be like a couple of they look like to be non-Outlanders who seem to be in worse shape. Apparently they had been being abused in here and stuff. You see they kind of shuffle past you as you pound your way through the hallways and give you, they give you more than enough room to get by and kind of look at you, fearfully.
Out of my way, Crimsons. I have no time for your weakness.
Okay. You hear the woman's screams echoing down the stairway as you turn the corner.
Oh yeah, I'll slide like a shadow down the hall.
Okay. Okay. So you guys will, as a group, you guys will more than likely be there the start of the next turn. So Nathan's got to hang in there one more turn, and then that'll be we'll see what happens after that. Okay, Sam. So Barry's pounding. Is he still going behind Max?
Yeah, he's gonna be totally doing that with the whole won't give in easily. He's gonna stay on his trail.
Okay. All right. You can sense that Nathan is not in good shape. Okay. You're catching like kind of like glimpses of his like what's going on in his head, and he's pretty much he's kind of got the mindset that this is going down one way or the other. So and that kind of worries you
Yeah. If I have
because
time,
remember you know how powerful that bomb is, right? That you
yeah.
created. Okay.
Oh. Yeah. He's still gonna keep going because he's gonna try and save his friend,
Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right, Jim.
even though that's dangerous.
Hey, that's what it's all about, man.
All right, so have I made it there?
Were you trying to jump jet to the roof?
Yeah, if I can.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to roll for that. That's fine. Okay. All right. So your jets boost, and you should have had somebody come with you that way. Okay. So you heavily land on top of the roof, and Dave, you hear this huge crunch, and kind of see dust, fall from the ceiling, as obviously something landed up there. You don't know what it was or is, but yeah, something happened.
All
Okay,
right,
Jim. So you're up
I'll
there.
fire my shoulder-mounted chain gun and make the little circle on the roof as I drop down inside.
Okay, all right, okay. Go ahead and actually make a shoot roll, and you're going to have a target number of 2 to do it
Okay.
and get through there without maybe causing collateral damage.
Okay. Target number is what? Fair?
Yes, fair.
Okay, so I've got a great.
Oh, okay, no problem. All right, okay. So in one swift motion, you do that. You shoot the circle and basically tear a hole through the roof and dive through. And we'll say that because of your role, you actually landed in between the scientist, the researcher, and Master Blaster and Nathan, who are standing there. Okay, and that'll be your action. Okay, Robert, and you're still pounding pavement to get up there.
Yeah,
Got
there's no way for
nothing
me to
tricky.
fly. I'm just running.
Okay, all right, cool. Okay, all right. So uh, as Laszlo comes crashing through the ceiling, you see that the villain, he takes a step back, and he will actually toss Nathan towards Laszlo. Okay, so Dave, I'll let you make an athletics, basically a contest versus my athletics, in order to kind of basically roll with the fall. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I rolled, and my result was a +4.
All right. So I'm looking at a fair right now.
Okay. So I've got +2 over you. Okay. So is there anything?
If I use a fate point and we tie, what does that mean?
If we tie, that means that you will have rolled with it, but with a minor cost, whatever that may be. It may be something narrative. You may take a shift point of damage. It's whatever I can deviously come up with. But it's minor. It's not major. It's minor.
Right. Well, then I guess I will use the fate point to roll with it.
Okay. All right. So how does Nathan manage to just barely roll with that as he was hurled across the room?
Yeah, he relies on his long years of soldier training to in hand-to-hand combat to roll with it.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So he comes to.
He's used to being thrown around by a cyborg soldier.
Okay. So he comes to a controlled slide at the feet of the scientist, and yeah, you'll just take you'll take that one shift of damage in your physical stress box. Okay. So you just kind of got scuffed up, All right. All right, Andrew, you're at the door now. Do what you want.
All right. I enter and I see what's going down. And you see this nasty, greasy metal face just fall to the floor, gun out. You see 3 laser points appear on the target. And I invoke my god speaks louder than your god, and I yell the name of my weapon's mystical name, the true name of my god, Tyrul Psychirene, and I shoot.
Okay, go for it. Okay. So he will try to avoid your blast with his athletics. Okay.
The berserk.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And I'm going to use a fate point also
Okay.
to invoke leaving nothing to chance.
Okay, you've got a target number of 3.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
2. I got a 9.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's
He
it's
broke
pretty
the
major.
ladder.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Your blast hits him in the side, you know, as he kind of turns towards you as you burst into the room. Okay. And what does it look like?
So I fall to the ground. I utter my divine word. You see the blast goes off. It hits him in the side.
Mm-hmm.
Entrails, gut, and blood
Oh.
splatter the wall behind him and just start to drip down. And it almost resembles an exclamation mark.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So, blood splatters basically, and gut splatter everybody in that area. Okay. Sam,
Why?
I know. Barry can come in. You're there. Are you there? I don't know. He may have dropped. Okay, Jim.
Yes.
Your action, whatever you want to do with it.
All right. So what is
Combat's
this?
pretty much over with right now.
Okay. So I look kind of shocked and appalled at the butchery, right?
Yes.
Where is the female scientist?
Hey, wait a minute. I got a question. Dave,
Yes,
didn't you say that Nathan wrapped the bomb around this guy?
I did.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Go ahead, Jim. What were you saying?
I was saying, where's the scientist?
She is sitting behind you, actually, in a chair, and
All
she's
right.
pointing her finger at something behind you. Eyes wide.
I'll turn around slowly.
Okay. You see Barry's makeshift bomb, and you see a counter on it at 10, 9, 8. It's counting down.
All right. I will. Where the hell's Barry?
Famous last words.
A very good
we don't know yet.
question.
Yeah, Barry got out of there. He knew what was going to happen already.
All right. Is there a window in here?
Yeah, there's a window. There's the hole in the roof that you created. There's all kinds of stuff.
All right. I'll grab the Master Blaster guy
Mm-hmm.
that is wrapped around him, right?
Yeah, his remains. Yeah, what's left of him. Yeah.
Okay. And I'll chuck it up and out of the hole that I made in the roof.
Okay. Athletics check. Target
I'm using
number.
strength.
Okay. Target number of 3.
I'm trying to throw him far with my physique net.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. All right. And
Don't mess it up.
I think I did, but I only have 1 fate point, so I'll use a fate point, and I will invoke my never back down, never give up
Okay.
aspect, and yell out a guttural "Ah!" and fling him or the remains as far as I can with a great result.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then I'll jump down and kind of shield her, you know.
Okay. All right. So you guys hear a moment of hushed silence, and then blinding light just like bleeds through every minuscule crack, window opening, everything in this in the room about you, then there's a hush again, and then the structure collapses around you as the bomb goes off, doing epic damage to everything around there. And we're gonna end it there. We're gonna end it there.
All right. The
So,
Motley Crew.
yeah. So hope you guys, enjoyed that. We had a few slow spots and everything, but overall, hope you guys enjoyed yourselves.
What
And
slow spots? I didn't see those slow
huh?
spots. I didn't see those slow spots. I felt the action kept moving.
Okay, all right, that's good. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, so thanks for sitting in, guys. I appreciate it.
Cool.
Um, I well, what do you guys, before I sign off and everything, before you guys cut out of here, overall, how do you guys think Fate worked for the type of genre that we were playing in? Post-apocalyptic kind of it was kind of Gonzo. Yeah, it had zombies. So yeah. So
I feel Fate works for anything. Yeah, I don't feel there's anything you can't play with it as long as you're not looking for. As long as you stay within that narrative of the story, it works for any genre.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, once everyone knows like the rules, I could see it going a whole lot faster, But yeah, I mean, as far as fitting it with anything, yeah, I think it would go with any game or any setting,
I think it lends itself particularly well to that genre because of the types of things the genre implies, like cinematic moments, one-liners, heavy action. And Fate does that really well. It gives that B-movie action feel better than any other system, I think.
All right, that's okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, because I mean, you come up with your aspects, and they're kind of like a one-liner, So yeah, I could see that.
Okay.
I guess it all depends on who you're playing with too.
What'd you say, Dave?
I said I knew I was so boned with that guy because I watched you guys create him.
Oh, yeah. What else was I gonna ask you guys? So that being said, you guys got a taste of the rules and everything, and how the mechanics and the narrative kind of work together and stuff. So I guess it sounds as though you guys would be open to continue exploring that rule set, playing other Fate games is what I'm trying to say, I guess. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh
okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I knew from playing a game of Fate Accelerated that Fate Core was only going to be better. So.
I'm not a big fan of Fate though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, that's good to hear from a Fate fanboy. I'm glad. Glad I didn't scare you guys away from it. So that's good.
Oh, no.
I actually really like it.
Yeah.
I already liked Fate Accelerated though. I played it I think 3 times and I bought it. And now I'm probably gonna buy Fate Core because it's fucking awesome.
Well, I think that the game would have even been better had you guys created your own characters, because then you guys would have had a more natural feel of the aspects and everything. And I know that when somebody else kind of, in this case, creates Dresden, creates a pre-gen for you, you kind of have to kind of wedge yourself in that character's shoes, and go from there. But I think that especially when you do the character creation and the campaign creation or whatever, even if it's a one shot or maybe a short story arc and stuff, I think it kind of draws you into the game a lot more. That's just what I think.
Yeah,
but,
that's what any game.
Yeah, there you go. That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it, and whenever I can think something else up, I will. I'm thinking about doing a Solomon Kane Fate one shot or something.
Savage Worlds.
Well, I'm gonna use Fate, but Savage
right,
Worlds. Yep. Yeah. Because that.
The damage system is almost similar to Savage Worlds.
Savage Worlds, yeah.
But actually I like this way better because it makes more sense to me.
Well. I wanted to, in kind of as a nod to Dave, he was taking the brunt of it, but honestly, I kind of wanted to to have an example of how the damage system, worked, and when you're in really getting pounded, of what that means. So sorry, Dave, but you're right there. So it was a
Sorry, I
good.
still had to be the dummy and demonstrate.
But that's just kind of because I've heard a lot of people say that, oh, you can't die in Fate, or there's no urgency, there's no tension to it or whatever. But just in the last parts of the session, I think there was a lot of tension going on.
Yeah, I
And
think I was one shot away from buying it.
yeah, and just from like a GM's point of view, it would have been easy for me to say, oh, Max's shot detonates the bomb and everybody dies, it's over with. But I saw an opportunity to say, hey, what if the blast kind of started the bomb off on its own, and these guys just have a number of seconds in order to make some snap judgments from a narration and standpoint. It seemed like that would be a more fun way to go. It might not have been a more realistic way to go, but it seemed like a more fun way to go. So.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, each box has its number. Like I actually had 4, so I had to take 4 damage before I took a consequence. And it makes sense. Like the more you get hurt, the less boxes you have, the more of a chance of something really bad happening to you.
Right.
And the consequence. Yeah, I like that. I like it.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right. Well, you guys can once again introduce yourselves and your channels, and then we'll wrap it up after that. So Andrew, you can go first, please.
My name's Andrew Knapp. My YouTube channel is SR2 Joker. Machines have off switches. Check it out.
Very good. Dave?
Dave with nerdarchy.com, for nerds by nerds. We also have a YouTube channel, and we got all kinds of stuff over there. Come hang out with us and get nerdy.
All right, Jim.
I'm James. That's with a J, and I'm a Fate fanboy.
Okay, Robert.
Robert Ogre. I got Robert Ogre on YouTube. Check it out. One Shot
right.
Group.
All right, cool. Okay, and I'm Dave Sims at YouTube. Check it out. I'm starting to post more videos now, so thanks to these guys in part. They're an inspiration and everything. Keep me going. So thanks everybody for watching, and you guys take care.